Desert tonight. Two of the most discussed stories the last few weeks in the NFL take center stage. Are the Cardinals for real? The division leaders in rare air. The old MVP with a great 1-2 combo. The 49ers have turned to an ultra-intense leader. How will their best players respond to this new challenge? Off we go with ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra. 5-3 Arizona, 2-6 San Francisco on Monday Night Football. And good evening. Welcome to the wrap-up of Week 10 in the NFL. If the Cardinals win tonight, they're up 4 with 7 to go. Rare air indeed for Arizona. A lot has changed since these two teams met Week 1, a 10-point win for the Cardinals in the Bay Area, mainly with San Francisco. And like the country, they hit the reset button in terms of their leadership. Mike Nolan fired, Mike Singletary in 2 weeks ago today. He lost a game and made more headlines in that one loss than, honestly, the Niners have generated in the past 5 years. It's because the Niners the last 5 years have been about as bad as the Cardinals have been their 20 years here in the desert. But as we bring Tony Kornheiser and Ron Jaworski and Ken Wisenhunt, the coach, 2 years, there's stability, good players on this Arizona franchise. And Kurt Warner, he's like the MVP all over again, Tom.
It's a total wow. You look at the last 16 regular season games right here with Kurt Warner. That's a 10-6 record, a great record for the Cardinals. 37 touchdown passes. This is a guy who was left for dead at the side of the road by 3 different teams. St. Louis, get out of here. The Giants, let's put in Eli Manning. Even here, drafting Matt Leinart to play ahead of Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner's resurrection is a remarkable story this year.
And to play as well as Kurt Warner has played consistently over a long period of time, you must be smart. And that's where Kurt Warner excels. He could read coverage. He could read a defense. He could process information quickly and get the ball out of his hand. This is the first play of the game early this year against Miami. Kurt in the empty backfield, 5 wide receiver look. There he is surveying the field. Now what you're going to see from the Dolphins, he's going to look at the safety. If the safety's in the middle of the field, he has nothing. If he goes to the right, big play availability. Kurt at the top of his drop sees the blitz. An untouched defender clearing his face, but he reads the coverage. A linebacker on Anquan Bolden. I should say a mismatch. Bolden on a linebacker. Kurt throws the football to air. Bolden gets the big play. That's what this offense is about when Kurt Warner's a quarterback. Reading the coverage, getting the ball out of his hand quickly, and oh, by the way, he's got some outstanding wide receivers.
Quarterback, let's just say that's an issue with the 49ers. The musical go-around of quarterback stops tonight on Sean Hill. His 3rd career start, first this year. At least he won his 2 starts last year, so there's some promise of stability. But they're not going to win it with their quarterback, so where do the Niners go to have any success tonight?
That one's easy, Mike. You go to Frank Gore. Frank Gore, the running back, should be the foundation of the 49ers offense tonight. When you look at Frank Gore, he's averaging 4.6 yards per attempt. He's only getting 17 rushes per game. He's also excellent as a receiver, not just coming out of the backfield on the short pass. He can line up as a wide receiver, attack the corner, attack the secondary, and out of the backfield, he runs those seam routes down the field. Frank Gore needs to get at least 30 touches tonight. I'm talking rushing and receiving.
You can talk about Frank Gore all you want, but for the Arizona Cardinals, they have waited for the national stage. They want to announce that for once they are a really good team. If they lose this game to the 49ers, they'll be considered frauds and posers by the rest of the league.
And Mike Singletary will be considered a miracle worker if that happens. The Singletary story, don't worry, we didn't forget about it. We'll talk about the biggest topic around the NFL when we come back to Arizona after this. Their most recent milestones to St. Louis, the last time they won a division title led by Jim Hart 33 years ago. And they haven't won a championship or hosted a playoff game since the Chicago Cardinals played at Comiskey Park 6
nice
helmets,
ago. Huh?
Did you see them in person? No, you didn't. Speaking of a Chicago icon in football, Mike Singletary is that guy, and now he's the guy to try to turn around the fortunes of the Niners.
Absolutely. Just when you're worried that you finally got what appears to be a total mismatch here, a game between a hot, up-and-coming division leader in Arizona and a terrible team in that same division, 2-6 San Francisco. Just when you say to yourself, how on earth am I going to sell 2-6 San Francisco? Well, like pennies from heaven, something wonderful drops from the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Singletary. Yeah, baby. In a world of girls gone wild, Mike Singletary gave us Pants Gone Down. In his first 30 minutes as a head coach in the NFL, Singletary benched his starting quarterback, banished his tight end, and to emphasize his disgust at the way his team was playing, during his halftime talk to his team, Singletary dropped his trousers. How's that for the motivational trifecta? Now, most people remember Singletary as a fearsome linebacker for the Super Bowl shuffle Chicago Bears. And everybody remembers that withering stare of his ferocious eyes burning holes in you. Singletary was so focused, so intense, anybody might be too intimidated to point out, hey, coach, you dropped your pants. And in this attempt at humor, I have, of course, made him into a caricature. But meeting with him the other day, we all saw a fuller man. Steely, purposeful, paternal. He thinks players want discipline. He thinks players want a family on a team. Now, I know this works in high school and college. I'm just not sure it works in the pros.
Yeah, and Mike Singletary, he has to be himself. That's number one. But he also operates on a very slippery slope. He really runs the risk of losing his football team when he coaches them through the media. He runs the risk of losing his football team when he calls them out publicly. He's got to be very careful. He sees a picture of his football team right now. He's got to find the guys that fit in that picture.
A couple of things. He's been around this group, so they know what he's all about. He mended fences quickly with Vernon Davis. Vernon's back in good graces. I think most importantly, a lot of American sports fans are dying to see Mike Singletary's style. Lead with team, not about the individual. The question is, will he get the time to get that style and find the people for that style to work with this once great franchise? Big test tonight. The division leaders Arizona will have kickoff from the desert next.
You've been watching ESPN.
The top's been down here in 2008 in this stadium that hosted the most watched Super Bowl ever last year, Giants and Patriots. And they are jazzed about their cards. They know this is their show after the people saw them nationally against Dallas. Another test. The tests get bigger as you go on. Toss won by the Niners. They will receive. Mike Singletary's offense first. Neil Racker's set to kick. If you're sitting at the table, deal the cards. Off we go from Arizona. Deep kickoff, and Allen Rossum decides to bring it out. Got a block here on the sideline, and Rossum is gone. Touchdown, San Francisco, 104 yards. Hello.
Are you kidding me? If you're Arizona and you've waited for this moment and you allow a run back of over 100 yards before the clock starts?
And if you're Mike Singletary, you are very excited about your football team. They needed something positive to happen early in this football game. The opening kickoff, Allen Rossum takes it to the house. Outstanding execution, the blocking scheme by the 49ers. Wow.
Michael Robinson threw a great block. It's the second longest kickoff return for a touchdown in Niners history. Abe Woodson in 1959 had the longest. The extra point is added by Joe Nedney, and in a dozen seconds, the Niners lead 7-0.
I mean, seriously, if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, you know, you say to yourself, well, nothing bad can happen anymore. We've proven we're a good team now. And then right out of the box, you're down 7-0.
Really good job right here by Allen Rossum getting to the outside. You see the block by Robinson. That got Rossum to the sideline. Once he got to the sideline, the lane to the end zone was now open. Al Everett, special teams coach for the 49ers, with a terrific job of design, getting Rossum to the sideline, and no one's catching him once Allen gets there.
That matches the second longest kick return at the start of a game in NFL history. Matches the second longest. Timmy Brown of Philadelphia in '61 with the longest. Rossum, one of the great return men in NFL history in terms of his total body of work. He's been returning kicks 11 years. That's a long time. The old Golden Domer from Notre Dame, with an end-around touchdown against the Eagles earlier this year. Begins it with a bang here in the desert.
You know, Singletary could have taken off his shirt just in celebration. You know, just start out 7-0.
Well, Eve Breston awaits the kick by Nedney. From the 4, Breston returns it to the middle to the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Jason Hill. So Kurt Warner in the Arizona offense takes the hit. Look at his NFL ranks. 37-year-old Kurt Warner leads in completion percentage, 3rd in yards, tied for 4th in touchdowns. The passer rating that combines all the numbers, 2nd in the National Football League.
Nobody really knows what the numbers are, but if you're over 100, everybody knows you're good.
Yeah, that's good.
Everybody knows that.
You know, being out of practice and watching Kurt Warner on Saturday, he can still sling the football. Great velocity and accuracy.
Tim Hightower gets the start for the 2nd consecutive week for Edgerrin James. And Warner comes to Steve Breston out of Michigan, 2nd year. Complete gain of 22 to the 47-yard line.
Had a chance to talk to Kurt Warner earlier in the week, and he loves this throw. These deep crosses and those dig routes at about 20 yards. Excellent anticipation, and once again, you see the accuracy from Kurt Warner. That is the most overlooked aspect of playing the quarterback position. Everyone talks about mobility, strong arm. You got to throw it accurately. Kurt Warner almost 70% complete this season.
Second throw caught by Larry Fitzgerald, his 50th of the year. Nate Clemens shows him the sideline. Let's take you through the Arizona lineups. Behind Warner, it's Hightower starting for Edgerrin James for the 2nd consecutive game. They'd like to get James in the game. Jaws, Bolden, and Fitzgerald, are they the best 1-2 receiver tandem?
How about this for a yes? They complement each other very, very well. You know, Anquan Bolden loves to work those inside routes, and you watch Larry Fitzgerald, just like we saw, working outside the numbers and deep.
This offensive line returned intact from last year, something that hasn't happened in Arizona in 11 years. First carry, Hightower. Gain of about 3 yards. It'll be a couple shy of the first down. 3rd and about 3 coming up. Tim Hightower was the 5th-round draft pick this year out of Richmond. You see the numbers in his first start in for Edgerrin James. And in that game, he gave Edgerrin James the game ball because Edgerrin James has been so supportive of everything Hightower has done from the day he walked in to the Cardinal locker room.
He says, I still carry his helmet to and from practice. Anything I can do to repay him for what he's done for me. You like that? You like that attitude? Come on now.
Whisenhunt would like to play Edgerrin James tonight. Technically 3rd and 4. And Warner in the middle, caught by Jeremy Urban. His 15th catch of the year in front of Keith Lewis, first down, gain of 60.
The 49ers need to put pressure on Kurt Warner or else he will slice this defense up. Beautiful cradle to throw the football from. Look at Warner step up nicely in the pocket. Great touch over the underneath coverage. Urban goes up and makes the catch. Kurt Warner has tremendous vision from the pocket. He moves around and finds the open receiver.
From the 30, a run with Hightower. That speed is one of the reasons he took over for Edgerrin James. Gain of a 12 yards.
Yeah, Mike, you nailed it. Hightower has the speed and the quickness to get to the outside. What was most impressive about Hightower in training camp was his ability to finish. He was a goal line short yardage runner. But watch him finish this play. He runs behind his pads. He delivers the blow. He moves the defense 3 yards. That's what impressed the Cardinals about his running style. But you can see there that agility to get to the outside and then turn it up the field. Oof, there's some contact. Oof.
Something came flying off those helmets on that one. Wow.
I thought it was our helmets pregame.
Anquan Bolden in short motion. Warner looking that way. Comes instead to Urban again. A couple of yards shy of the first down. No flags thrown. Warner's hit all 4, and he'll do that against a San Francisco defense, 30th in the league, allowing 29 points a game. They'll play some 4-3, some 3-4. Nobody's having a super standout year. Patrick Willis was the Rookie of the Year on defense last year.
Yeah, and he's found it a little bit tougher sledding this season because teams aren't running away from him where he could use athleticism and speed. He told us in our production meeting they're running right at him, so they're making him play that physical game.
Terrell Smith is checked in at fullback for the Cardinals. Leads the way for Hightower, who is stopped, not able to get more than a half yard as Justin Smith who spent his first 7 years with the Cincinnati Bengals, made the stop. Smith told us yesterday, we asked, how are things with the switch from San Francisco to Cincinnati? He said, got one more win than they do. Cincinnati's 1 win, San Francisco 2.
Justin Smith is a very active defensive lineman. He can play down in that end outside. He can be a 3-technique tackle. He can be a stand-up linebacker. He's very versatile, and he really gives this defense a little bit of push up front.
He's rich, too.
Throwing formation, 3rd and 1. Warner, Fitzgerald had him open. Kurt just missed him. And a field goal attempt coming for the Cardinals. Walt Harris was there on coverage.
Yeah, this is a throw Kurt would like to have back. You'll see Fitzgerald stacked to the inside, gets good leverage on Walt Harris. That's a little meet me at the pylon throws, a little bit outside the pylon. But as Kurt was rolling to his right, normally the quarterback rolling to his right, the ball's going to drift a little bit to the right, and that's exactly what happened.
28-yard field goal for Neil Rackers.
Kicks away!
Out of the hole with Dirk Johnson. Cardinals score. 49ers now have them just where they want them because they're about to get a kickoff. Well, they got to feel good about that. They had 1 for 7 already.
November 8th, ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Mazda, introducing the totally, completely 100% new Mazda 6. Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And the United States Marine Corps. Join ESPN in celebrating the Marine Corps' 233rd birthday. Happy birthday, Marines.
We echo that from the desert here on the eve of Veterans Day 2008, and all the men and women who have and are serving our country. We pause to remember on this day. Well, Bob Davey, who lives out here in the desert, our ESPN colleague, coached Allen Rossum at Notre Dame, who had the second opening kickoff return for touchdown in Monday Night Football history. This one shorter, so it won't go to Rossum. And Kentwan Balmer, the rookie out of North Carolina, defensive lineman, returned it to the 34. Penalty marker comes down at the end of the play. Tony Correnti is our referee tonight. By the way, the only other opening kickoff return Monday Night Football history over 600 games, Gaston Green of the LA Rams in 1990. They played at Pittsburgh, took the opening kickoff back, and lost 41-10.
You think Arizona didn't learn from that? Think they didn't kick that short deliberately?
At the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team number 53 with a blow to the head. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That was on Jeff Ulbrich at the back end of the play, so it'll be a longer field for Sean Hill as San Francisco takes over. Back in Glendale, San Francisco leads 7-3, and they'll run their first offensive play from their own 19-yard line with Sean Hill as their quarterback. He's in his 7th year out of Maryland. This will be the 3rd NFL game he has started, 2 at the end of last year, and was effective, won both, but injured and couldn't conclude the season. From the 19, first down run, Frank Gore through the hole, kept going, looking Gore run hard on the opening offensive snap, and a gain of 8 before Antrell Roll and Adrian Wilson stop him. There's some of the aggressiveness, and that's a little bit of what Mike Singletary wants to see out of this offense. Philosophically, it's Mike Martz as the coordinator, but Singletary wants power football.
Yeah, and it could be a little bit dicey, Mike. You know, as you said, Martz loves to throw the football. He's a great designer. You know, he loves to throw it down the field, but Singletary wants a more physical, pedestrian approach. Stay tuned.
Second and 2, the power to the right with Gore. Ran behind David Boss, the guard, only a gain of a yard.
The critical word when we talked to Mike Singletary, and Jaws alluded to it, was physicality. He said that 4 or 5 times. He wants a team, much like the team that he played for in Chicago, that's going to be physical. And as you say, Jaws, Mike Martz has finesse passing routes that take a long time to uncover, and Singletary don't want that. Singletary wants the ball going downhill.
He wants a physical style of offense, but you have to You have to play with the hand you're dealt right now, and this is a team that's been built on throwing the football.
Michael Robinson, a quarterback, old Penn State quarterback, with a wildcat formation, got beyond Adrian Wilson, I should say, and gets the first down at the 33-yard line with a gain of 5. So Robinson, who played many positions at Penn State, was an outstanding leader at quarterback the year they got to the Orange Bowl and beat Florida State, comes in here in the wildcat formation.
Yeah, and Adrian Wilson in perfect position to make this play as Michael Robinson gets to the outside. Adrian Wilson squares up, and you've got to make the tackle. When you get the runner in space like that, you've got to bring him down to avoid the first down.
When's the last time Mike Martz's team had 3 runs to start the game? Martz, the offensive coordinator, make it 4 with Gore for about 2.5.
Martz may be writing his letter of resignation right now. He's never had this before.
He's proving to Coach Singletary, I can call run plays 4 in a row. If they work, you can continue to call run plays.
Well, that was
he doesn't have 4 run plays.
Of those 200, he probably got 5.
That was a lot of the question when Singletary took over. How would those two coexist, given what you said, Tony, and Martz's penchant for the greatest show on turf from the Rams Super Bowl days?
But if Mike Singletary's smart, he will let Mike Martz run this offense.
There's going to be a pass, but we have a false start penalty.
False start, offense, number 47. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
We mentioned Sean Hill taking over as the starting quarterback. He takes over for J.T. O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan was with Martz when Mike was the offensive coordinator in Detroit last year. 8 starts, some good numbers from O'Sullivan, but really, Jaws, not a steadiness to the offense.
No, but he's calm, and I think that's when you look at Sean Hill. There's a calmness to him. When J.T. O'Sullivan was playing, it was more of a frenetic style. I think Hill will really settle this offense down. It won't be dynamic, but they'll be calm.
2nd and 12, Gore to the edge, gets to the 37-yard line. Who is Sean Hill, you might be wondering? Well, his college days were at a couple of different schools. He started in a junior college or community college in Kansas at Hutchinson Community College, then spent 2 years at Maryland, got Ralph Friedgen there his last year, and that helped him learn a deep playbook with Friedgen. Then moved to the Vikings, didn't see but 2 kneel downs there, did have 1 good year in NFL Europe, and now has ended up with the 49ers. 2-0 as a starter, got a 3-year, $6 million contract. Was supposed to push Alex Smith for the starting job this training camp, but O'Sullivan took care of that.
And this is where quarterbacks earn their money in the NFL. 3rd and 6 or more.
And Hill's throw is a short one underneath to the former Cardinal Brian Johnson. Aaron Francisco and Ralph Brown keep it a minimal gain, and they'll punt it away.
Let me go back, and I'm going to stir the pot here between Singletary and Martz a little bit, because it was Singletary who took J.T. O'Sullivan out last week. Martz didn't do that, right? It was Singletary. The head coach said, I've seen enough of the guy get sacked 32 times and turns the ball over a lot, and I want Sean Hill because he's not going to present those opportunities for the other team. It seems to me that's a conflict right away.
Well, but no, it's really not, because Sean Hill is more judicious with the football. He doesn't turn it over, and that's the key for any offense.
52-yard punt by Lee. Preston has room on the sideline. Stops to turn it up, and he's going to be brought down at the 31-yard line by Delaney Walker. Nice return by Preston of 23. So the net is 30. And Kurt Warner and the Cardinals just missed the touchdown last drive. Another opportunity when you come back.
Hey, man, what kind of light beer do you want?
Whatever. They all taste the same.
Hold on. They all taste the same. Does bath water taste the same as spring water? Does a carrot stick taste the same as a stick? Stick. Does ground beef taste the same as beef on the ground? Bottom line, there is a difference. And Bud Light has it. It's called drinkability. That just right taste. Not too heavy, not too light. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Football Live, your daily source for news.
Tonight's game also available in Spanish on ESPN Deportes. Cardinals take over at their own 30, trailing by 4, and that's been some of the newspaper copy here in the desert the last couple of weeks. Kurt Warner had a first half worthy of MVP conversation. Stats say yes. We are halfway through. Throw to Breston is complete for a gain of 5. Ron, take us back to the first series.
Yeah, and Kurt Warner was very sharp in that first series. He's excellent off play action. When he snaps his head around, he locates people. He's looking for Larry Fitzgerald. He's covered. That leaves Steve Breston to come on the dig route backside. Look at the throw, right on the numbers. Then look at the touch on this throw. You got Mark Roman right in front of the receiver. He got to put a little touch on that one for the completion.
Anquan Bolden lined up at quarterback, took a direct snap and gains about 2 yards. Warner lined up toward the top of the screen. So both teams have shown that formation here tonight.
The Wildcat offense. Right? Whoever invented this should be able to get royalties on it because every team in the NFL is now using it. Do we have any idea who invented it? Not a guy named Wildcat, obviously.
No, it's a variety of names. It goes back to what Arkansas ran successfully over the last couple of years to get their best runners at the time, Felix Jones and Darren McFadden on the field.
The NFL never did this in 30 years.
No.
Haven't done it.
Goes back to single-win football.
Everybody does it now.
And Tony Sparano and Bill Parcells, the guys in Miami, put it in to get Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams on the field together. And everybody saw it work against the Patriots, and here they go with it. 3rd and 3 throw is incomplete, and the Niners able to get Warner off the field, 3 and out.
And there was blitz pressure on the play. The 49ers dialed up the pressure. Certainly a good call they felt early. The defense printer said, hey, I'm not going to let this guy get comfortable back there. We got to move him off his launch point. Came with the pressure. Errant throw by Kurt Warner.
Rossum, who took the opening kickoff back 104 yards, set for Dirk Johnson's punt. Not a good kick at all by Johnson. Usually a dependable kicker. This one was really bad. Just a 23-yard kick. The Niners will take over at their own 40. Mike Singletary congratulating his defense for the 3 and out.
Play with 10 people rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. I cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them, can't do it. I want winners.
It became easy punching bag fodder for anybody who had an open microphone or a blog or a column. Vernon Davis caused explosion by Mike Singletary. He's grabbed a lot of headlines. That's from 2 weeks ago. It's first down, and Gore hurdles through the hole to get a couple of yards. To Davis's credit, he said, I like Mike Singletary. It was miscommunication. And when we sat with both guys last night, it seemed like everybody was on a let's go forward page.
The respect that all the players we talked to had for Singletary surprised me a little bit. It was so profound. You know the public loves him because of what he did. Everybody's looking for an old school coach who'll say, not here, not in this house.
After 6 runs, 1 pass, empty backfield, good luck. Carlos Dansby almost took it out of Sean Hill's hand as he was trying to throw it, incomplete.
But just to continue on the thought with Singletary, I asked him what he would take back. He would not take back the Vernon Davis thing. He would not take back J.T. O'Sullivan, but he said halftime. If it was 20 years ago, I'd do it the same, but it's a different time now. The locker room is no longer sacred. So that dramatic gesture with the pants, even though he meant it to say, do you really want to be embarrassed like this? He said he would not do that again. And he said he had shorts on, by the way.
Cardinals rush 3. Hill with time, and underneath throws complete for the first down to the veteran who keeps rolling and rolling. It was Ralph Brown with the tackle. It was Jason Hill, I should say, not Isaac Bruce. Jason Hill, 4th reception of the year out of Washington State, the pickup of 11.
Now, Mike, you said it best. It was a 3-man rush, dropping 6 underneath and 2 deep, and clearly Hill had time in the pocket, survey the field, and allowed the drag route to come open. Look at no one around Sean Hill. The 3-man rush got nothing.
Once again, the direct snap to Michael Robinson, outstanding quarterback at Penn State. Frank Gore will take it. He was back there with Robinson. So that's a couple of different looks they can do. They can have Robinson and Gore back there. And that time it went to Gore instead of Robinson. A lot of teams have been searching for the guy on their team who can do this the best. They have in Robinson, a quarterback who ran for 1,000 yards at Penn State. So Mike Martz has different options to do, and that one the direct snap to Gore.
Martz must have seen that Gipper movie to get inspired to run like this.
Sean Hill's pass is incomplete. On the sideline, that one was for Isaac Bruce, but Roderick Hood was over there on the coverage.
Roderick Hood in perfect position on Isaac Bruce. You know, he got that trail technique right on the hip, and he really didn't respect Isaac Bruce's speed of running by him. Right there, you see him locked in right at the hip. He makes the move almost before Isaac Bruce does. Excellent coverage by Rod Hood.
He's 20 years younger than Isaac Bruce.
Probably the reason he's able to cover him so easily.
Vernon Davis in the backfield with Frank Gore. And a 7-step drop for Hill. Pass is incomplete. They say Jason Hill couldn't get his feet in bounds. Mike Martz, the offensive coordinator right there, did not agree. You decide. Catch. 1, 2. That's a catch.
That's a catch.
And make sure he goes to the ground with the ball. No. No. Now, I don't think that incomplete came off of that. They have thrown the challenge flag. You have a catch in 1, 2. Goes to the ground. And when he goes to the ground, the ball does come out.
Right there. Great job tapping the toes.
San Francisco is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Was pushed down by the defensive back. When he came down to the ground, ball came out. They'll look at it. We'll be back. Okay, challenged by Mike Singletary and the 49ers to see if his second-year Washington State receiver Jason Hill makes this catch. And we showed you going to break. He's got the 2 in. Pushed out of bounds by Roderick Hood. Then you see the headlines with John McGrath come in. And when Hill, right in front of Mike Martz and Mike Singletary, said, hey, look, 2 feet are down. Challenge it. Here's the ruling.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field will stand as an incomplete pass. The receiver was going to the ground to complete the catch and lost the ball upon contact with the ground. San Francisco will be charged with their first timeout.
And they only have 1 challenge remaining for the game. And nobody over there saw what happened with Hill. Watch the eyes over there. The headlinesman who made the call of incomplete was looking at the play only. Nobody was looking at that, including the guys on the sideline who challenged. So they were right to challenge with what they saw in bounds, but nobody kept following the play. Good rush on Andy Lee. Gets it away. Can he kill it inside the 5? No. Touchback. Cardinals take over at their own 20. So Kurt Warner comes out. Kurt Warner's had a long NFL career. It's been up and down. It's been successful in many ways. But how about this, guys? 262 passing yards per game. The highest total of any quarterback in the history of the NFL. He's been with Mike Martz in St. Louis. Some successful days. Big numbers. Over 300 yards passing in 45% of his games over his 11-year career. Highest rate in NFL history. So he has put up, stat-wise, and success with wins, some eye-popping historic numbers.
Hall of Fame numbers. World championships and MVPs.
Edger and James in the backfield. First time in a couple of weeks. And Edge runs up the middle. Still can run between the tackles and still get you what's blocked. 4 yards, and Justin Smith made the tackle.
He had started 135 straight games in his career.
Yes.
He was benched last week and didn't get any action at all. And a lot of the writers in town said, is this deliberate? Did he do something to antagonize the coach? He said, no, he just didn't get to him in that game. But you expect him to at least have played this series, carry the ball once or twice.
And Wissenhunt said that. He wanted to play him. Hightower had it rolling. Still in the game. That pass is deflected and almost intercepted. Walt Harris was coming over after Justin Smith deflected it, and it's third down.
You mentioned before about the big yardage by Kurt Warner, 45% of the time. In 4 of the 8 games he started this year, going into this game, 4 times over. 427 versus the Jets, 381 versus the Panthers, 361 with Miami, 342 versus the Rams. Huge numbers.
He's done it beyond his days in St. Louis with Marks.
Yeah.
And people question if it was just the collection of talent and the offensive coordinator in that group. Moving back 5.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Deuce Latui out of USC.
Well, what happened was, I mean, Kurt Warner was thought of as a backup once he got kicked out of St. Louis and kicked out of the Giants. And nobody had expectations, he said, that he could do the stuff he did before. They felt he'd be a backup here to Leinart. And he said they opened their eyes to maybe the old guy can take us into the future. And he is old by quarterback standards, though not by mine.
Age 37. And the Niners get pressure. They only rush 3. And Warner swings it through the hands of Hightower and incomplete. So that's 2 3-and-outs for the highest scoring offense in the NFL. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, the 3rd and 7 went to 3rd and 12, and that really does change the playbook. There's no question about it. They tried to get to the screen to get it to Hightower, but you got to give the 49ers some credit. They came with that 3-man rush. They were in position to make a play, even though Hightower could not hold on.
Not a good punt by Dirk Johnson last time. This one is better. A lot of guys back for this return. 52 yards. Got a reverse coming? Sure they do. They snuck it to the near side, and on the return, it's Nate Clemens, who's bottled up at the 46-yard line. Clemens kind of walked toward the sideline and then drifted back to be a second return man on the punt. So San Francisco getting the hidden yards in special teams. Good start in the first quarter. The NBA, your destination, ESPN. Wednesday, you'll see Dwayne Wade and the Heat against Brandon Roy and the Blazers. And then right out here in Phoenix, a very good team. The Houston Rockets against the Suns. That means Yao Ming against Shaquille O'Neal. They've had some good head-to-heads over their few years in the league. Doubleheader Wednesday night. Starts with Kia NBA shoot-around at 7:30. And all those games, by the way, are available as well online, ESPN360.com.
Well, this is a power running formation for the 49ers. 2 backs, 2 tight ends, only 1 wide receiver on the field.
Toss to Gore. Got some great blocks on the edge. And Gore takes it to the 35. Pickup of 25 yards.
How often do you see a Mike Martz offense come out with 2 tight ends, 2 back, only 1 wide receiver on the field, run the toss play very effectively?
One time, Jaws, that time.
That was it.
And let me tell you who makes this block. Chilo Rachel, who they said he wanted to get in. Rookie out of USC, who Singletary has been with a lot these last couple of weeks. Physical. Comes in at guard, makes a big block on the game. End of the quarter, 7-3 Niners. The second quarter, 7-3 San Francisco. 50-year-old Mike Singletary's second game. 46-year-old Ken Wisenhunt's second year here with Arizona.
There was a cautionary tale he told his team. He said a year ago the Detroit Lions came into this stadium at 6-2. They were the darlings of the league. People were talking about the playoffs. He said, I told my team, remember that. We beat them pretty good. Their record since 1-16. Cardinals favored big here. Not performing yet.
Gore runs straight ahead. Gets to the 31-yard line. Antonio Smith trips him up. Well, what we talked about and what Singletary talked about was, can we make this a more physical team? What would we see? Are there the players here? Jaws, you made a point to us last night. One of the first things that happened with Singletary is he made a change to the offensive line coach. He wanted physical play up front. He's getting it tonight. And
he told us he spoke to all his offensive linemen throughout the week. Those were the guys that he was heating up. So far tonight, it's worked.
The 31, here is Hill. Throwing, it is holding by Josh Morgan, the rookie, with a flag down. He'll have a touchdown if it stands 31 yards.
The
guy who threw the flag signaled touchdown. Usually means it's on the defense.
Holding, defense number 26. The penalty is declined. The result to the play, touchdown.
The rookie out of Virginia Tech, his second touchdown. Sean Hill's second touchdown toss of the year. And looky here.
An excellent throw by Sean Hill out in the box. Josh Morgan, a terrific catch. This Cardinal defense has given up 16 touchdown passes. That's the most in the National Football League. It's now 17. There's 16 going into this weekend, now 17.
Morgan wouldn't let that one get away. Extra point added by Nedney. Morgan was with Eddie Royal and Justin Harper, good receivers at Virginia Tech, who've come into the NFL. And how about the Niners leading by 11? Josh Morgan had a touchdown catch against the Giants. Now he adds one against the division rival Cardinals. So quick strikes, the 104-yard kickoff return to start the game. That 31-yard touchdown, and the 49ers lead the division-leading Cardinals by 11 early on.
Well, we'll see if that was the wake-up call for the Arizona Cardinals. They fall behind 14-3. Tony, they never expected this.
No, neither did we.
Steve Preston takes it out for about 4 yards deep. And he'll get out to the 22-yard line, tackled by Donald Strickland.
Well, let's take a look at the throw from Sean Hill to Josh Morgan. Here is the bottom of the screen. Excellent job of getting position for the fade. He steps on Rod Hood's toes, basically, leaves some room at the sideline. Sean Hill does a great job of getting some air under that football. Love the term, throw the ball out in the box where only your receiver can make the catch. Morgan with a great catch. That's exactly what Mike Singletary told him. Great catch, young man. But a beautiful route, beautiful throw, well executed.
Now some pressure on the Cardinals. Edgerrin James is the running back. Warner to Preston to the 39. 17-yard first down pickup.
You're correct in saying there's pressure on the Cardinals. There's pressure on Kurt Warner right now to deliver. I mean, there are people out there who have watched the Cardinals lose for 40 years. And they're saying, same old Cardinals, the way that this game is starting off. I mean, this is it's a terrible cliche. This is a statement game of sorts for the Arizona Cardinals.
You're absolutely right. If this was the same old sorry Cardinals, you may believe that. This Cardinal offense has been averaging just slightly under 30 points a game.
So let's see it here.
That's exactly what I said. They need one of those defining drives.
From the 40, Warner will send it deep for Preston. Caught by Preston. Well, that's the speed element that he has brought as a third receiver to the 13. Pick up the 44.
Mike, you're absolutely right. We talk about Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Boldin. Great receivers, great route runners. Here's the speed of this offense right now. It's Steve Preston. He splits the corner, splits the safety. That ball is in perfect position. It is Patrick Willis, the middle linebacker, running down the field. Willis has great speed, but he's not running with Steve Preston.
Warner must have heard you. Must have heard you say you need a defining drive.
Because quarterbacks have this karma, as you like to say.
Preston, a fifth-round pick out of Michigan 2 years ago, has really worked hard in the offseason to become a much more important factor in the pass game for the Cardinals as they run Edgerrin James into the line for nothing. It'll be second down. Preston really came on, guys, when Anquan Boldin had the injury against the Jets and the facial fracture, the broken jaw, the surgery, out for a couple of games. Preston moved into the number 2 receiver spot. Had such respect for Preston when they introduced the starting lineups. Preston wouldn't come out. He said, that's Anquan's spot. He'll be back. He just kind of slithered in from the side. And he's going to be introduced in lineups for some time to come, I would guess. Second and 9, 5 options for Warner. Complete, Boldin, touchdown, Arizona.
Excellent job by Kurt Warner in the pocket. If you like to call those pocket scrambles. Move around. Allow, there you see, there's a movement right there. Almost brought down by Justin Smith. Still moving, eyes downfield. Allows Anquan Boldin time to uncover. Great job by Kurt Warner extending the play with pocket mobility.
That's what Bolden does so well. So strong to the ball. And after the catch as well, Rackers the extra point. Well, see your 3-play drive with a 4-play drive. Passes of 18, 46, and 13. Bolden gets his 9th touchdown of the season.
America.
Back in Arizona, 14-10. Anquan Bolden atop the touchdown reception list in the National Football League has 9 ties a season now, career high, I should say, even with missing the couple of games with just the horrific injury that he suffered at the end, I should say, September. This one tough to put a fork in. And Rawson will take a knee at the 20. Here was that injury, guys, week 4 against the Jets. See how he gets hit in the back of the helmet? That sets up his head and knocks the helmet up. Eric Smith hits him. The collision leads to a fractured sinus, a broken jaw. It's a scary sight for all who saw it, including affected teammates like Kurt Warner. Doctors had to cut his jawbone on both sides. Guys, you know how kids have an overbite and they need braces? Well, the hit to the top of the head pushed his head so far back, he had an underbite. So they had to go in and essentially move the top jaw back so it met the lower jaw. And to do it, they used 40 screws and 8 permanent plates. And he was playing 3 weeks later.
How is he playing?
2 games in a bye and then back on the field. Extraordinary.
Earned my respect, that's for darn sure.
The 20, Sean Hill is pressured. He got rid of it for Gore, incomplete. Bertrand Berry, who's tied for the team lead in sacks, made that play. The extraordinary thing about Bolden, he did it without painkillers. Now, Dr. Reed Day, who did the surgery, I spoke to him. He was vacationing in France, but I spoke to him and he told me that the upper jaw injury is not as painful as the lower jaw injury. But still, 40 screws and 8 plates and no painkillers.
It's easy for the doctor to say.
He called this guy in France on his vacation for this?
Yes.
What?
I couldn't believe he didn't take painkillers.
I take them every day. Why wouldn't he?
2nd and 10. The Cardinal defense speaking up a little bit now. Nowhere to go. Carlos Dansby tackles Gore before 3rd down. SportsCenter right now. John Anderson.
Thank you, Mike. Let's talk baseball. First big trade of the offseason. Matt Holliday from the Rockies to the A's. Oakland buying, not selling. Get a left fielder who's averaged 33 homers, 112 RBIs the last 3 seasons. Guy's got a year left on his contract. And next week, the Cardinals have Seattle. And for the first time in 6 weeks, Seattle will have quarterback Matt Hasselbeck returning after that hyperextended right knee. Full SportsCenter right after the game.
You know, they're all rooting for San Francisco. A half dozen defensive backs against 4 receivers. Good pressure. Hill got it away. Underneath the Gore, 3 yards shy of the 1st down. Roderick Hood made the tackle. It'll be a 3 and out for the 49ers.
Bertrand Berry, excellent pressure from the left side of Sean Hill. Forced him to step up. He almost got the sack right there. Sean Hill had to regather and checked it down. But clearly the pressure got his focus away from the downfield throw. Had to get rid of the football.
We have a Cardinals shaken up after that 3rd down, and they stopped the game momentarily to come get Clark Higgins, the former Pittsburgh Steeler who came over in free agency this year. So as Higgins comes to the sideline, will step out before the punt by the 49ers.
Looks like a sandwich with the taste of a prime rib dinner. Quizno's newest prime rib, only $3.99. Slow roasted and sliced thin with an...
All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, about 10 miles northwest of Phoenix. Takes about a half hour to get here.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Why did it take so long to get here?
Huge kick by Lee. What a foot he has. Preston from the 10. Big hit on Steve. Brought down 22-yard lines. Tully Banta-Kane. Couldn't see the field playing defense very often. Makes the play. We're talking about Mike Martz and Kurt Warner. Since they were together in that 99-2001 season, good perspective now. The highest point total per game in a stretch like that since the Rams of 50 and 52. Highest yardage total in NFL history in that 3-year stretch. And the highest passing yards per game since the Air Coryell San Diego Chargers, led by Hall of Famer Dan Fouts, throwing for nearly 297 yards per game. Martz now the offensive coordinator of the Niners. Warner the quarterback with the Cardinals. Together in St. Louis. They made it sing with the great receivers Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, and the rest of the group. Don't forget Marshall Faulk, Oz Hakeem, and Ricky Prohl as well. Warner back to the air. The sideline. It is caught by Breston, who's having a big game. First down. Steve's 5th catch of the night.
It ended badly, obviously, between the two of them in St. Louis. Warner, just a couple of years after the second Super Bowl appearance, was gone from St. Louis. So you might anticipate that he's, not that keen on Martz. The opposite is true. He says he thinks he's a great coach.
Warner's a wide receiver, bottom of your screen. Direct snap to Anquan Bolden. They did this a few times against St. Louis. Bolden puts his face into the defender and goes forward. That's the toughness I was talking about. First down, gain of a dozen.
Mike, you said he had 40 screws and 8 plates in his jaw, and he sticks his face in there like a fullback, like Marion Motley, without a face mask running in there.
Apparently it no longer hurts, though, because the doctor in France has told us that.
Yeah, that's like minor surgery. It's only minor for the doctor.
Michael Lewis was waiting. But Bolden has come back and taken a bunch of snaps in the backfield 5 times last week against St. Louis, twice here tonight. Veteran hard count. Almost got the offside. Here's the swing to Tim Hightower. The rookie running back gains a couple of yards.
I had a chance to talk to Dick Vermeil this afternoon. Of course, Dick was the head coach of that great football team in the Rams when they won in '99, the great year in 2000. And, he was talking about how a shame it was that Kurt Warner could not stay his entire career in St. Louis. They had such a good thing going there, but also that relationship with Mike Martz was special. Dick Vermeil was the head coach, but the coordinator and the quarterback need to be joined at the hip, and they were on the same page as far as play calling and being aggressive.
Second and 7. Warner throws complete. Again, it's Breston. So they're taking away Fitzgerald and Bolden as much as they can, and Breston's having a big first half.
Let's just go back to Martz and Warner just one more time in this regard. That when Warner left St. Louis, the perception was that he was damaged goods in a lot of ways. That perception was added to with the Giants when they put in Eli Manning. And he said it himself, Warner, he said, people thought I couldn't play anymore, but that guy never disappeared.
Right.
Just give me the chance. He got a chance here, the end of last year, and now this year.
San Francisco is going to take a timeout. They had confusion back in the secondary. Come back to that Warner point in a minute. We have a 3rd and about 3 coming up. Inside Super Bowl 34, St. Louis and Tennessee, that Kurt Warner touchdown pass to Isaac Bruce gave them the lead, and then Mike Jones made the tackle at the 1-yard line, and St. Louis won the Super Bowl. And that's what Jaws was talking about. It was such a good fit. Everything was working together. But that's not the last image that we saw of Kurt Warner in St. Louis.
The last image of St. Louis was he would fumble the ball all the time, and he was down on all fours like, Mike Tyson against Buster Douglas. There's some selective memory here. Warner says, just give me the opportunity. He's had some opportunity in places and not been great a few times.
Out of the San Francisco call timeout, 3rd and 3. They'll shovel pass with Bolden. And the big physical, tough runner picks up the first down at the 44-yard line. It will be ruled a pass. That means Warner is hit on his last 7 throws.
Yeah, Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator of the Cardinals, doing a real nice job of mixing things up. This is the shovel pass here, but he set this up with a couple Kurt Warner rollouts. So you get the defense flowing one way, you come back and run the shovel pass. Bolden looks the ball in. Boy, these guys have great hands as receivers. There's a little seam there. He hits it up there for the first down. But Todd Haley doing a real nice job of keeping the 49ers defense off balance.
2 tight ends here, and Hightower runs to the right, and everybody waiting over there for the Niners, and the ball came out. Nate Clemens dug it free. Let's see what happens at the bottom of the pile. As Hightower was fighting for that extra yard, the veteran out of Ohio State got a hand on the ball.
Well, no matter what we saw, it'll be different on the bottom of that pile.
Talk about some noise, huh?
Wow.
You see, Hightower may have been down before Clemens knocked it free. As they continue to not make a signal yet. The ball is awarded to San Francisco. Now, will Arizona challenge? They're watching what you're watching at home.
Yes, they'll challenge that.
It's Michael Lewis holding on the leg.
There's a good angle right there.
They show that replay.
Recovered by San Francisco.
They show that view here in the stadium, and Tony Correnti does not know that on the far side, Ken Wisenhunt has thrown the flag, and now he sees it, and we'll get a challenge.
He didn't actually throw it. He just held it up like he was waving for a cab and put it back in his pocket.
Well, Wisenhunt was a tight end in his playing days in the NFL.
Arizona's challenging the ruling on the field of a fumble.
Let's take another peek at it. Knee down there. Ball still secured at the point and in the arm by Hightower, and then it's ripped free by Clemens. So I'd agree with that first look that I'd say he's down, and it'll be second down, Arizona.
I would agree with you, Mike, and I'll continue to be, I think, 100% this season.
Every week you say you're 100% and you forget the ones that you've missed.
It's called updating.
Is that how it works? You've been right about as often as most weathermen.
Wait a minute.
Okay, a little bit
Wait a
more
minute
often.
now, come on.
Jaws, you mentioned Wisenhunt challenging a former tight end. He's a great story. Our friend Bill Curry was the coach at Georgia Tech, and he walked on there. 12th round pick by Atlanta. People didn't think he'd be much. He actually came in and played some quarterback as a walk-on too at Georgia Tech. They had a great tie against Notre Dame early on in his days there. They played for Atlanta, Washington, the Jets. 9-year career, 6 touchdown catches, 62 receptions. And then went to Pittsburgh as a coach and was on Bill Cowher's staff, and a lot of the hard-nosed football, plus the ability to throw the curve in there, throw the surprise gadget play, like that pass to the Super Bowl, Antoine Randall, called by that man, Wisenhunt.
Yeah, what I found interesting in talking to the players on Mike Singletary's team and the players on Ken Wisenhunt's team, how much the players relate to those two guys because they were players. They've been in the trenches, they've been in the locker room, and there certainly is a common bond that the players have when the head coach had played. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to be successful, but the players certainly respect that.
11 current NFL head coaches played in the National Football League. These two guys among them. Okay, here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the Arizona runner was down by contact. Will be Arizona's ball, second down and 8.5 at the 43-yard line. Arizona will not be charged with a timeout.
And if Arizona successfully challenges again, they would get a third challenge in the game.
And Tony can't rip me now.
No, it's just getting like Deal or No Deal the way you make these challenges work. It's a game show now.
Interesting as Hightower now comes off to the sideline. Edgerrin James is also on the sideline, and the two are talking after that turnover. Just for a moment there, Edge has been in this position a number of times, and Hightower does come right over to Edge. Anytime something happens.
There's that empty backfield that Warner loves.
Quick throw to Bolden. That was not where he thought Anquan was supposed to be, or vice versa. And it's 3rd and 9. We talked about the Hightower-Edgerrin James relationship. Hightower has given all the credit to Edgerrin from the day training camp opened. Edgerrin has been in his ear telling him what to do and how to do. What a great resource that is for a young running back, because a veteran could dog it and say, hey, you go figure it out yourself like I had to.
No, Edgerrin's a class act. He's a future Hall of Famer. And he knows that, well, he still wants to play. Yes. You got to love that part about him. But he realizes the situation that he's in, and he's helping the young fella. You got to love that.
This is 3rd and 9 for Warner. Caught for the first down by Bolden, who cannot be tackled. Just shy of the 20. Pick up a 22. Guys special after the catch.
Yeah, you want defining throws from a quarterback in the NFL. Bodies around you, 3rd and long. You've got to throw an outside comeback. Look at Warner, the great anticipation. Well before Bolden comes out of his break, throws it to the outside, away from the undercutting defender, Michael Lewis, on that slide technique used by Lewis to get to the outside. Really good job. Anquan Bolden pushes, then wheels back to the outside. Excellent throw by Kurt Warner, then the yards after the catch. The yards come because Kurt Warner throws the football accurately and on time, so the wide receiver can turn and take it upfield.
Cardinals couldn't get the play in early enough, so they're going to be forced to take a timeout here with 6:11 to go. Kurt Warner was very affected by what happened with Anquan Boldin and talked about how that injury impacted him and what he thinks of Boldin going forward. And one thing he told me was it scared him. I mean, Kurt Warner took pause almost in his career, and there was a report by Michael Silver, who works for Yahoo Sports, and wrote a book with Warner after the championship season about maybe Kurt Warner walking away from the game because he was so scared by what he saw happen to Boldin. And he sent a text to his wife Brenda after the game relating that exact thought. And with perspective and time, he said, it's given me reason to think about just my health and my future going forward in this. But the courage he saw in Boldin to come back is really given him even extra strength to continue on.
He told us, and I'm quoting now, it shook me like nothing else I've ever seen.
First down for the 21. Warner pulled it down, got hit, and that will be ruled, I guess, an incomplete pass. Yeah, finally a signal comes. Incomplete. Roderick Green came from the blind side to hit Warner.
We've talked about Breston tonight and Boldin, not so much about Larry Fitzgerald. But these guys are on pace to have 3,000-yard seasons. And that hasn't been done, I don't think, since the Colts with Harrison and Wayne and help me out, who's the third guy? Come on,
Anthony Gonzalez. Clark was a wide receiver.
I mean,
Anthony Gonzalez or Dallas Clark.
It hasn't happened in a while. 3 guys over 1,000 is a real big deal. That's where old Warner's yards go.
21 fakes the throw, runs Hightower. Gain of about 3.5. Good job by Isaac Sopoaga and Patrick Willis to make the tackle.
Stokely.
That's when it
happened. Yeah, when it happened, it's an unusual occurrence.
Correct. Brandon Stokely, who had he should have been credited with a save in the back of the end zone on Thursday night.
Put that glove away.
With Brandon Marshall.
Put that glove back in your pocket, son.
So this is another 3rd and long here for the Cardinals. And J.J. Arrington will be in the backfield with Boldin.
But that little draw play got a more manageable 3rd down for Kurt Warner.
And another run with Boldin. And again, only to the 15, so a good job by the Niners. And some fans frustrated.
Odd call? Right? Odd call on that?
No, not necessarily. I think when you game plan, you look at how the defense is playing. Possibly in a 3rd and long situation, you'll see wide tackles from the defense. That'll open up the lane inside. The 49ers came with a stunt that time where those tackles and ends crossed. They did a real good job of anticipating the draw. But a lot of times coaches will call plays anticipating a certain defense. Usually get the draw and that little trap inside if those tackles are wide and coming straight up the field.
This will be a 33-yard field goal attempt for Neil Rackers. And it's a 1-point game. 14-13. 4:41 to go in the first half. Well, a lot of the big storyline tonight for those of you just tuning in, maybe getting home on the West Coast and turning the game on. Mike Singletary, his 2nd game as the head coach. Obviously, all the blow-ups around the first game with Vernon Davis, the post-game press conference, benching the quarterback, the incident in the locker room at halftime. He told us the attitude and the type of players that he wants in his locker room.
They want something. They're hungry, and they want to be a part of something special, and they can see it, they can feel it, they can taste it. When you've got guys like that, then the guys that are just kind of settling, guys that are just kind of mediocre, just kind of going along, they can't survive.
I think we need to just take a little step back because, as I said, everybody's kind of used to this fodder, made it a punching bag for one-liners for the week. Just some perspective on Singletary. We know the great career with the Bears, in the Hall of Fame as a linebacker. Son of a minister. He was one of 10 children. He and his 4 other male siblings, all raised in the same room. He has 7 children now. He did make some money as a motivational speaker for a time after he played and before he got into coaching. Although he'll point out it's not the speaking, it's the words in the speech that came from the heart that made it for him. Alan Rossum returns it to the 23-yard line. So Mike Singletary came to this from a different angle. And now he's trying to do something that's really upstream, guys. He's trying to set a tone of heart and desire for the guys around his team.
It's a very paternal philosophy. He wants to set up a safe haven in a locker room. He said, What I love most is the locker room, the teammates, the family. You can feel loved and wanted there. If I'm going to coach, I'm going to coach like family. You have to stand together. You have to be together. That sounds great. In an era of free agency and tremendous amounts of salary, will players buy into that?
From the 23 against pressure, Hill is hit, and the pass is nearly intercepted by Gerald Hayes, the middle linebacker. His fellow linebacker, Carlos Dansby, with the hit. Hayes was this close to a big play.
You know, back to Singletary. You know, from my standpoint, I would love to see him succeed. I'm an old school kind of guy. I believe in those values that you have to have within your football team, because I'm a big believer you win in the locker room first. You've got to have quality players that believe in each other and cover each other's back. But he's got to change the culture. It's just not making a couple changes, making a couple speeches. You know, he said himself, I love these players, but they're so far removed from reality.
Second and 10, Frank Gore. Hit by Carlos Dansby, but knocked forward. You'll have third and about 6 coming up as we go toward 4 minutes.
I was taken the other night. We were just having a casual conversation in the hotel, and Emmitt Smith came by. Right. And we talked to Emmitt Smith about this very thing. And Emmitt Smith, old school as well, self-identified that way, said, I'd want to play for him. That's what, and Emmitt Smith said, I believe players are looking for that too. But maybe some of the great players are looking for it, and not all the players are looking for it.
And that's probably what it is. And when Mike said himself that the locker room is no longer sacred, that's kind of a scary, that's a scary statement.
Third and 6, Adrian Wilson brings pressure off the corner. Play is stopped before the snap for a false start.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
On the left tackle, last year's first-round pick, Joe Staley.
And why I say that's a scary statement, that the locker room is no longer sacred. This game is about trust. Football is the consummate team game, and you've got to trust every single guy you line up with. And if you get the feeling that not everyone in the locker room is pulling the same way, it's hard to win in this league. It's hard winning with everything right.
And you're talking about the dropping the pants thing, getting out in public. I would just say Mike Singletary's been in NFL locker rooms the last half dozen years as a position coach. So if he's just learning that, then he's missed what was going on right there. Third and 11. Sean Hill designed to run, trying to get toward the first down, lost his helmet and kept going and got a first down. Well, you want to know the toughness that he's looking for in his team and his quarterback? There you have it.
He's designing plays where people take off their helmets.
No. What a terrific run by Sean Hill. Watch him finish his play. He's short of the first down there when he's hit by Carlos Dansby. Now he fights for more yardage. No helmet. Travis LeBoy coming in on the tackle, and Sean Hill gets the first down.
You know what?
That'll score points.
That was great. Look at Singletary's reaction. Yeah. It's like the philosophy of Hoosiers. You know, one for all for one. And we're going to try as hard as we can, even if we're not that good. We'll get good eventually.
Empty backfield. Cardinals have been bringing pressure. And another flag before it.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
The Cardinals are getting close to a big play against these empty backfield looks, Jaws.
Yes. Yeah, they're dialing up more pressure.
I'm sure the fans in the Bay Area who have been frustrated by the Niners, not just tonight, but over the last few years, like to at least see there is a little bit of instant impact. Lost to Seattle, had the bye week. This is a team with hunger and fight, and that has not been present earlier this year. First and 15, Gore is going to run for a couple of yards. You talk about Sean Hill becoming the starting quarterback. Of course, you had the Hall of Famers in Joe Montana and Steve Young. Jeff Garcia had a Pro Bowl run a couple of times, appearances after Steve Young, but even his record wasn't over 500. And this is chronological order. Stenstrom, Rattay, Dorsey, Alex Smith, who's out with a shoulder injury, Pickett, our colleague Trent Dilfer. Sean Hill's got the only winning record out of that whole bunch of guys who started since the Montana Young era came to an end. And he put something on the highlight reel forever with this one. Running without his helmet, getting that first down. 2-minute warning in Arizona.
Gotta love that.
Berman, Tom Jackson. Toyota halftime show coming up. Fastest 3 minutes. A revisit of the Giants-Eagles. Giants' second best record in the National Football League. Best record, the Titans. Can anyone stop them? Impressive win in Chicago yesterday. Toyota halftime show with Chris and Tommy coming up momentarily.
Kerry Collins winning football games, throwing the rock.
Bears put 17 people in the box. And Collins threw it and won. Second down after the 2-minute warning. Hill throws. Bryant Johnson, the former Cardinal, spent 5 years here. Now his first year with San Francisco. Yard shy of the first down. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, the rookie first-round pick, making his first start tonight, was on coverage. Rodgers-Cromartie in. Eric Green, who has been starting out with a knee injury. And Rodgers-Cromartie was pressing Green at that position anyway. That switch may have happened without the knee injury.
And the 49ers have struggled on third down. They're ranked 28th in the NFL, converting about 31%. And this clock is running down, too. They better hustle up.
They're 3 for 10 this year, Jaws, on 3rd and 1. I think, let's see, did they get it off or is there a timeout?
Timeout.
Yeah, timeout first? Okay.
Isaac Bruce, very alert.
15-year veteran on the field. Saw that the play clock was up against it. So San Francisco out of timeouts here in the first half. Okay, for those of you who may just be tuning in, 7 o'clock on the West Coast, 10 on the East Coast. It got going with a bang, a 104-yard opening kickoff return by Allen Rossum. His 5th career kickoff return for a touchdown. Sean Hill has a touchdown pass to Josh Morgan. That made it 14-3. The Cardinals responded on the next drive. Anquan Bolden, who leads the league in touchdown receptions, now has 9. Took it in to make it 14-10. A field goal added by Neil Rackers has it a 1-point game with 1:54 until halftime. Been a good game so far. Better than many people expected.
Better than Tony expected.
He put his hand up when I said it. He did.
I acknowledge.
3rd and 1. Michael Robinson runs it. And we'll get the first down at the 45-yard line. Very versatile Robinson. Former college quarterback. He's done a multitude of things. And now the Niners, with no timeouts and 100 seconds left, have to put a little hop in their step here. Four receivers and Gore, no tight end. Hill's pass is dropped by Gore. It's incomplete. The meeting at the quarterback with 2 Cardinal pass rushers. It was Darnell Dockett and Antonio Smith, who's had a very good night off his end position.
His helmet came off. Everybody's helmet is flying off tonight.
Yeah, Antonio Smith, one of those guys that has really earned a spot on the roster. He was a practice squad player, worked at his trade, now making important plays for the Arizona Cardinals.
Worked in his trade would make him sound like he does leather tannery or something.
Football player. It is a trade.
2nd and 10, a 4-man rush. Hill throwing, and it's caught by the unrelated Jason Hill for the first down at the 31-yard line. Nice throw, Hill to Hill.
It was a beautiful throw. I think most people were expecting a short passing game out of Sean Hill, but an excellent corner route by the other Hill. And look at the throw by Sean Hill to Jason Hill. It's the Hill brothers combination.
Not the world's greatest mechanics, not smooth and pocket and tall, but gets it done.
Yeah, I use the word quirky when I see quarterbacks that are fundamentally unsound.
Is that nice jaws speak for
nice jaws? Yeah. I got to protect my fraternity.
At the 32, Hill stepping up, wants it all. Bruce trying to get, he's looking for the flag, but does not get it. Roderick Hood able to hit the veteran Isaac Bruce.
And there was some contact in the end zone.
Singletary declaring that was pass interference. Had he been playing, he would have denied there was pass interference because he was a defensive guy.
It looked like he was coming back to catch the ball when Hood gets to his arms. Yeah,
there clearly was some contact, and Isaac Bruce had gotten behind Rod Hood. The ball slightly underthrown, and Ike trying to come back and make the catch. There was some contact, but no flag.
Hood has a right to the ball, but not to the guy. That was pass interference, and that was missed, at least from where I sit. The run run with no timeouts, and Gore up the middle gets them into more comfortable field goal range. There's still enough time with no timeouts. San Francisco handling this well. A yard shy of the first down, so 3rd and 1. And they'll throw for it, then pick it up and get out of bounds with Brian Johnson in front of Antrell Rolls. So really good-looking drive here from the Niners.
I can't be the only one surprised at how good the 49ers are playing. I mean, and you didn't, maybe you did expect it, Jaws. I did not expect this. I didn't think they had the personnel to compete. I thought on a stage like this, Arizona would be terrific. The 49ers are playing great.
Each team has the same number of plays for this long drive, and the quick strike by the Cardinals earlier makes it feel like Warner and the offense haven't had it for a while. In fact, the plays are pretty even. Pressure comes, Hill throws it away out of the pocket beyond the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to check the pocket, the linesman and the referee, with a question of intentional grounding, and it's not.
Well, it was very close if he was outside the tackle box or not, but the officials have ruled he was outside, so he can't throw the football away.
Not a reviewable thing to see if he's outside the tackle box, and Tony Parenti, the referee, immediately pointed to that tackle area, saying he was out. And the linesman comes down to see if it went over the line or not. 2nd and 10. Quick start off the edge by Higgins. Hill throws it to get rid of it and avoid a sack.
Yeah, really good job by Clancy Pendergrass, the defensive coordinator. Really came with a blitz in that situation. He's been fairly conservative throughout this first half, but he took a shot there, and it was very, very effective as Higgins comes off the corner. Comes from Pittsburgh. He knows how to blitz.
Yeah.
That's it. You know the difference? O'Sullivan was sacked 36 times in 8 games, and Hill is not getting sacked. He's getting rid of the ball, and that's what you all call managing the game. Right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, his offensive lineman will love him. When a guy comes in clean, beats an offensive lineman, throws the ball away, and they don't get credited sack, that scores points in the locker room.
In field goal range, empty backfield, and Hill throws it down the seam, and it is caught for the touchdown by Vernon Davis, his first of the year. What a throw and what a catch.
Mike, you absolutely nailed it. It was a big-time throw under pressure by Shaun Hill. We have a flag on the play.
This is thrown back over on the far side. It appears to be after the play.
At the conclusion of the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 85 for removing his helmet after the scoring play. His 15-yard penalty will be administered on the kickoff.
Of course, Vernon Davis got a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. That led to the whole dust-up with Singletary. And now he gets one for taking his helmet off, and Singletary's waiting for him. Vernon? Yeah, okay. I know you want to hug me, but guess what? You still messed up. Extra point by Nedney is good. It'll still cost you 15 yards.
Yeah, excellent job by Shaun Hill. You'll see the pressure in the backfield. It's quarters coverage. Now you can see down the middle. You have Adrian Wilson, a safety, matched up against Vernon Davis. Shaun Hill throws the ball up. He's got a big old tall wide receiver in Vernon Davis. Excellent throw over here, but Davis goes up and takes the football away from Adrian Wilson.
Is a heck of a catch by Davis, who was the 6th overall pick in the draft.
I was just going to say that he's a very, very high pick, and he's not had a great year this year, right? That's his first touchdown pass.
He has underperformed. Coming off a career best year with 52 catches.
Singletary delighted. Davis probably hasn't taken off his helmet by that point, but maybe Singletary figures, well, if I took my pants off, he can take his helmet off, and we're going to be even on this. Because there's 20,000 guys using the word redemption right now on a play like that for Vernon Davis.
But what a drive by the San Francisco 49ers. You kind of thought at 14-13 they may just kind of be happy to get off the field with a lead at halftime. They drove right down the field. Mike Martz, very aggressive play calling. Didn't sit in a 1-point lead. Of course, that is Mike Martz. He's always aggressive in play calling.
By the way,
players bought in and responded.
By the way, you change quarterbacks and the change works out.
Now, guys, they're kicking off in the 15. There's 29 seconds left, 2 timeouts, so it might cost them something here in a better field goal opportunity. It starts with a good kick and confusion between Breston and the other man back to block, Jeremy Urban. So that is a thank you, Jeremy Urban, from Vernon Davis, the other number 85. Back to this.
Urban cuts in front of Breston. Certainly some miscommunication. The ball goes off Urban's hands and out of bounds. Had a chance to get field position. Do not take advantage of the Vernon Davis penalty.
And now the Cardinals will start their own 8 with 2 timeouts in 26 seconds. And you would think they came out with all their wide receivers. See, and they're in the shotgun, so maybe they will take a couple of shots here.
I would be surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're in the gun. Here they go with Warner. With Larry Fitzgerald to catch at the 11. Warner looking over to the sideline. Timeout or no. They're going to keep it out there, and let's see if that ends the half.
You have nothing to gain by running a play right now.
Yeah, and they know it, and they'll call it a day, and they'll get sent with a Bronx cheer to this locker room.
Just something to say about San Francisco. The 2 moves that Singletary made. He benched the quarterback. The new quarterback seems to be doing well. He had that dust-up, the famous dust-up with Vernon Davis, the tight end. The tight end just scored his first touchdown reception of the year and got a big hug from the coach, even though he cost him 15 yards on a penalty, and that worked out.
Arizona will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Chris Berman Toyota halftime show coming up at the air, and the kicker Nedney has to shove him to the sideline over at the 39-yard line. All right, what do you have story-wise first half?
If you're writing a column in Arizona, it's very simple. You know, you're wondering if these are the same old Cardinals that lost when they had an opportunity to do something great. For a team with a good offense and a 5-3 record to lose to a 2-6 team that they've beaten already, we talked about this with Bertrand Berry the other day, a 5-year veteran here, 11 years in the league. What if you lost? He took 2 deep sighs. He said it would be a shame to lose this game, a shame. They're looking at that right now. They're 30 minutes closer to it than they ever thought they'd be.
Warner's first throw is to Larry Fitzgerald, who got hit hard but holds on, a gain of 9. Takeo Spikes makes the tackle. Jaws, from a football standpoint, what do you see Arizona needing to do here in the second half?
Keep firing. When you have Kurt Warner and all these wide receiver sets and talented wide receivers that the Cardinals have, keep firing. This is a team that averaged just under 30 points a game. They can move the football and they can score points. But you got to give some props right now. That 49er defense, they have played very well.
2nd and 1 with Warner. Throws the middle, flag down as Preston, I beg your pardon, makes the catch. It's at the 33-yard line. We had a couple of players run into each other there. Now let's check the flag.
Illegal contact, defense number 26. This penalty is declined. The result to the play, first down.
Mark Roman is flagged.
Kurt Warner in the first half was very accurate. That's why I was saying just keep dialing up those passing plays. And he can throw that dig route, that 20-yard square, and he just hit the Steve Breston as well as anyone. That's his defining throw throughout his career.
7 catches now for 124 yards for Breston tonight. Underneath, here comes Fitzgerald. Good hard hit. Nate Clemens driving through him, and a flag as Clemens was pushing Fitzgerald on the way down. And that's the same kind of stuff that happened with Vernon Davis last week.
The Cardinals are up-tempoing their offense right now. They're going to no huddle. They were a little sluggish, I thought, in spurts in that first half. Kurt Warner loves the no huddle.
At the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 22. This penalty be assessed, half distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Now that should win an Academy Award. That was just beautiful acting.
Larry Fitzgerald may move up the dial to wrestling on Monday nights. That was
wow.
That was straight from the actor's studio there.
Yeah, again, the Cardinals spreading the field. 4 wide receivers on the field, 1 back in the backfield.
14, Warner, back to Fitzgerald. And we'll come to the 10-yard line. You can see that they're trying to get Fitzgerald here, using some no huddle, because that was a key part of their offense taken away in the first half.
Well, with Preston playing as well as he's been playing, ultimately, they're going to start rolling the coverage, give a little bit of help over there, and that will open up Larry Fitzgerald. That will open up Anquan Bolden.
Warner 4 of 4 passing on this drive. 5 of 5. It's Jeremy Urban, a yard shy of the first down, tackled by Terrell Brown.
We don't have any reports yet of what Wisenhunt did at halftime, do we? How he addressed his troops, what visual aid he may have used to get them to go down the field quite like this. We don't have that yet, do we, Jaws?
I think Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator, just said, "Hey, we're going to keep firing it."
Usually takes 2 days to find out what really happened. Locker room's not safe anymore.
Not sacred anymore.
3 receivers on 3rd and 1. Steven Spock is in at tight end, and they're going to run with Hightower, who's very close to the mark. It all depends on the spot here. Harris Harrelson made the tackle.
I think he'd just be a little bit short.
And they are, and it's 4th down, and what will Wisenhunt do?
Jaws, what does he do?
Kick a field goal.
No hesitation.
Kick a field goal. That's my feeling.
Okay.
But I'm not being paid to make those decisions. They're going to go for it.
And now the play clock's at 13, and they're shuttling personnel in and out. They are going to go for it. They took the fullback Smith out, and Warner takes timeout. Very often when you're in these, do you go, do you stay, and they don't measure, that 40-second clock starts right away, and you can end up exactly where they do.
Looks like a sandwich with the taste of a prime rib dinner. Quizno's newest prime rib, only $3.99. Slow roasted and sliced thin with an extra layer of prime rib piled high. Real prime rib for $3.99? Only at Quizno's. Quizno's.
The distinctive taste of Bud Light can be described with just one word: drinkability. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
On Tuesday, the battle between good and evil begins on DVD and Blu-ray.
Now stay down!
From the visionary director of Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, crap.
Hellboy 2. Own the 3-disc special edition for a limited time Tuesday.
What happens when you grant a wish? You've got 3 days to find out at the Veterans Day sale at Sears. Get 3 days of savings plus amazing specials on Wishes store-wide, like high-def Wishes. Get instant $400 savings on this 50-inch Samsung HD TV. And Craftsman Wishes with all tool storage on sale, like this Craftsman Combo Unit, 50% off. Plus, warm up to 60% off coats for the whole crew. Sunday through Tuesday only. Don't just give a gift. Grant a wish. Sears.
Are you gonna go for it?
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
No, crazy is not connecting your new flat screen to DirecTV and missing out on your favorite channels in HD.
Get the most TV for your money. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Wandering
yes,
in the
one of
desert
their best
landscape.
positions at 5 and 3. 4th and just less than a full yard. Terrell Smith, the fullback. Tim Hightower, the running back. Warner, quick throw. Fitzgerald got it. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Jaws, you're right on all the replays. You weren't right on that call. The call to go for it clearly works out. Gets 6.
Well, I think it was clearly a play that we saw last week from Byron Leftwich to Santonio Holmes. A running play called. You look outside, and this time Fitzgerald ran a doubt route, a quick slant. It was a run play. Kurt Warner stuck it in for the touchdown.
It's the point added by Neil Racker. So after catching only 2 balls in the first half, 4 on that drive for Fitzgerald, and his 6th touchdown catch of the year. 1-point game.
Whether it's the convenience of the downtown store or the convenience of the mall location, you'll always find what you're looking for at Midtown Foods. Get the freshest produce, then pick up a great cut of meat for dinner and stop next door for a bottle of wine to go with that great steak. Are you tired of fast food for lunch? Get something tasty at either of our deli counters and relax in our cafe at the mall store. Midtown Foods has been proud to serve you for over 25 years. Stop at either of Winona's only home-owned supermarkets today.
Some banks think they should choose your reward. At Winona National Bank, we reward our customers with cash. Sign up for our Green Rewards account, and we give you the reward you really want, cash back on your debit card purchases. Text in the word bank to be entered to win $100 today. A community bank you know and trust. Winona National Bank. Experience the difference.
Is the high cost of credit card debt weighing you down? Let the Rely On Group get you back on your feet with just one free call. The Rely On Group can work out an affordable plan that works for you. Lower your monthly payments, legally reduce your debt, stop calls from creditors, relieve your stress, and start smiling again. If you're struggling with $15,000 or more in credit card debt, call now for a free, no-obligation analysis. You don't have to live under a mountain of debt.
Call 800-718-3403.
Kurt Warner was 6 for 6 on that drive. 20 of 26 tonight. 2 touchdowns. There with Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator, son of Dick Haley, who for 43 years is a player and administrator. Very well respected in the league. And this offense, top scoring bunch in the league at 29 points a game.
You see that sign, Warner for MVP. He wasn't supposed to be the starter this year. Matt Leinart was supposed to be the starter this year.
Who said that? You just call competition. Compete.
I'm saying Ken Wisenhunt said it in.
You anointed him.
Pop-up kick by Rackers. It will be fielded cleanly by Billy Badgemo. Yes, I was correct. The tight end, Billy Badgemo, will take it to the 42-yard line, so they're not fooled. Susie Culver spoke to Mike Singletary at the half. Suze?
Well, he wanted his team to play physical, and he told me coming out of the locker room, they are playing tough. They're doing what they came to do. On Sean Hill making the first down after his helmet came off, he said that's who he is. He's a blue-collar guy, and I love blue-collar guys. And then Vernon Davis, the touchdown and the unsportsmanlike, I said to him, I think everybody was holding their breath as you approached him on the sideline. He said, I told him, great catch, but let's be smart. And guys, there was no way I was going to ask him if he did anything dramatic at that time.
I told you so. We got to wait 2 days to find out.
She'll be here all week.
Yeah.
Good job, Sus. First and 10 for the 43. Hill throw. It is incomplete. Rogers Cromartie almost able to come up with his first NFL interception.
What Susie said is exactly true, though. Everyone, including in this booth, we held our breaths to see what would happen on the sideline after it was revealed that, that Davis took his helmet off.
Just as it came down to the ground, Rogers Cromartie could not hang on. He battled Torrey Holt last week in the game against St. Louis, getting his first start tonight for Eric Green. Hill's quick shot, catch to the midfield mark for Josh Morgan, the rookie, who has a touchdown earlier.
Yeah, Sean Hill did a great job here of identifying the isolation on the outside. Good cradle to throw from. That's always the key. But he got the ball out of his hand quickly. Once he saw he had one-on-one on the outside, he isolated Josh Morgan. You have him up against Roderick Hood. Perfect throw to the outside. Good job by Hoffman, leaving some room along that sideline so Hill could drop the ball in. Outstanding execution.
The long 4, it's a run with Gore. Got it, first down. He's just ducked under Aaron Francisco. They had pass coverage in there, and Martz dials up a run for the play call, and they pick it up.
Yeah, Martz has done a really good job of changing things up. We saw the Sean Hill run. It was on 3rd and 11, a quarterback draw. Here on 3rd and 4, hit it up back up inside to Gore. Really doing a nice job of keeping the Cardinals defense off balance with play selection.
It's a team that has turned it over a lot, many self-inflicted wounds, playing a more intelligent game tonight. High and hot, Morgan able to bring it in. Carlos Dansby forearms him down, a gain of about 7 yards. And speaking of that, let's look at the numbers. One of the worst teams with turnovers in the league all season, nothing tonight. Last in sacks allowed, none tonight. Although there's been pressure, third down conversions, they've been unable to sustain drives. Tonight they have. Whether it's third and long or third and short, they're staying on the field.
Wouldn't you give a lot of credit to the quarterback? I mean, the quarterback.
Absolutely. Wouldn't you? It's absolutely. Been very careful with the football, and yet still aggressive when he needed to be.
2nd and 2 is Frank Gore hurdling would-be tacklers for the first down at the 33-yard line with 9.5 to go here in the third. You know, you talk about Sean Hill. Let's talk about trying to find ways to stay motivated. 5 years with the Vikings. He played for 2 snaps. He had 2 kneel downs. He said at one point a couple years ago, he said, I was thinking I better get those on tape so I can prove to my kids, here is my NFL career. 2 kneel downs. But we mentioned he had 1 year at NFL Europe with Amsterdam, stayed with Minnesota, and then moved to San Francisco because, in large part, Norv Turner wanted another quarterback when he was the offensive coordinator here 3 seasons ago and signed him in June. Hill lofting for the tight end. Davis tried to run under it. Couldn't get there. Looked like he was going to have a chance to pull one in if he kept going.
That was a really nice throw by Sean Hill, throwing what we call to air down the field and let Vernon Davis go get it. You'll see it's a deep cross. Here he comes. It looks like he's behind the secondary. Wow, looks like I almost pulled off that one a little bit. Dive.
I'm sure everyone's saying it.
Maybe he's thinking the same thing.
Maybe the angle was wrong. No, the angle was good. He didn't sell out for the ball. Would have been a tough catch, but 2nd and 10, just able to get the handoff to Gore, who's going to get about 9 yards. Carlos Dansby made the tackle. It was nearly a sack in the backfield or a fumble. Good pressure by Gerald Hayes.
We make fun of Mike Martz for a living, and everybody does. Mike Martz calling a pretty good game, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Calling a pretty good game.
Yes, he is.
And not doing what he normally does, which is put the quarterback in jeopardy and wait for something long down the field. I mean, that's a pretty big surprise of what he's doing.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
They've run 39 plays. 15 of them have been Frank Gore runs. Run 16. It'll depend on where forward progress is marked by the linesman from the opposite side. Looks to be short. A 1-point lead here. A field goal would be 42 yards. 41, 42 yards. It is 4th down, and you saw the decisiveness from Singletary. They're going to go for it. Oh, now it's a field goal.
Do you think they agreed on that?
No. Play clock is down at 9. There's great confusion here both ways. 41-yard try, Nedney. Off in time. And good.
I believe it's absolutely the right call. Kick the field goal. Take your points. You got a good drive. You want to come out of it with something.
Four-point lead for the 49ers.
So this is it, huh? Yeah. The IBM Blade Center. It's like 12 times as energy efficient as our old rack servers.
It'll help make us green?
It'll help make us very green.
How?
Like this.
Does this happen every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
The IBM Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Biggie.
I'm Donovan McNabb of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm part of NFL Play 60, the NFL's movement for an active and healthy generation. On Thanksgiving weekend, tune in and join the NFL in helping children in your community. live more active and healthy lives. Learn more at NFL.com/Thanksgiving.
What is this guy doing?
I can't get through the gate. The gate is narrow.
Unbelievable.
All right, hey, what do you want me to do? Just back up. I'm stuck.
Next Monday night, Buffalo, Brady Quinn and the Browns take on Trent Edwards and the Bills, and both teams a little desperate. Browns really desperate at 3-6. Bills, who are in the division lead, now they've lost 3 in a row. See you from Orchard Park on Monday night, by the way. Snowed in Buffalo today.
Yeah.
Snowed in Cleveland today.
Yeah. Please don't say that. Please. I hope a blizzard comes through for Tony's sake.
4-point San Francisco lead. Nedney to kick off. Preston from a few yards deep. We'll take it just shy of the 20. Guys, it was hard to tell if Mike Martz and Mike Singletary were disagreeing on what was going on there, or they were upset with it. An official made a spot. They finally discussed it and got the confusion right. It's all good. We're up 4. We're calling a good game, Coach. All right.
A lot of love here tonight. Trey Wingo here. Make sure you're with us on NFL Live Tuesday. Adrian Peterson of the Vikings drops by. Plus, we'll get you set for the huge Thursday night game between the Jets and the Patriots. NFL Live Mondays 3:30, Tuesdays through Friday, 4 o'clock Eastern, right here on ESPN.
Some banks think they should choose your reward. At Winona National Bank, we reward our customers with cash. Sign up for our Green Rewards account, and we give you the reward you really want, cash back on your debit card purchases. Text in the word bank to be entered to win $100 today. A community bank you know and trust. Winona National Bank. Experience the difference.
They transform. They soften. They protect. They reveal. Hunter Douglas Window Fashions. Light can change everything.
In the demanding railway industry, it takes more to be a leader. Superior design, advanced engineering, state-of-the-art manufacturing, continuous improvement. Miller Felpax is the global leader in railway components. With more than 60 years of commitment to excellence, integrity, and our community. Miller Felpax. We put value into railway components.
Wayne Gretzky and the Phoenix Coyotes go to work to your left there, and just across the street here in Glendale. University of Phoenix Stadium, opened in 2006.
Yeah, beautiful aerial shot.
Great stadium.
It really is, yeah.
Looks like a spaceship that dropped out of the sky from far away.
Yeah.
We climbed Camelback last year during the Super Bowl, and you look down and go, what is that out there? But it's awesome. Warner hit his first 6, making his first 7 of this half. Spinning move by Anquan Bolden to the 35 jaws, a gain of 16.
Yeah, Kurt Warner has been razor sharp. You got to love the deep ball. Look at this throw. This is absolutely a long handoff, 60 yards down the field. I love the movement in the pocket. He finds Anquan Bolden with a whip route back to the inside for the touchdown. And look at this throw right here. It's a slant route off a run call. Fitzgerald was able to get inside. Kurt Warner said, I got a guy that doesn't drop anything. I'm throwing it to him. Heck with the run, gets a touchdown.
Hightower, the rookie out of Richmond, Tim Hightower, who's replaced Edgerrin James as the starting running back. Over 100 yards last week, not as much tonight. 7 carries, 21 yards.
Have you noticed, Mike, how excited Jaws gets when he likes the quarterback? When the quarterback is throwing it, throwing it, throwing it.
I like passes. Teams waste too much time trying to gain 4 yards.
You want that 7-on-7 drill, don't you?
Right, I love that.
Sure.
See how sharp Warner's been in the second and third quarter. 4 receivers, pressure on, got rid of it to Hightower. At the 40, Justin Smith came off the defensive end to make the play. And a couple of throws to running backs, but the ball's been spread around evenly. Look at this. Thrown to each of his 3 receivers 7 times.
I think that's in their contracts, that they have to have equality like that.
I do know this. Fitzgerald's contract is the biggest of the 3. He got paid big time. Bolden wants a new deal. He has 3 years remaining on his contract, and Breston's just a puppy.
He's
fifth rounder, 2nd year. Twisting Niners up front. Warner throws to Hightower, who holds on for the first down at the 47. What a great pass catch by Tim Hightower.
Wow, Tim Hightower hanging around Larry Fitzgerald, and Anquan Bolden goes up and just snatches this ball out of the air because Nate Clemens is driving hard from the outside, goes up and pulls that down and takes the shot. Now, we all know about Tim Hightower's running ability. He fits in when you catch the ball like that in this offense.
It's also very impressive in an interview. He's a real bright kid.
Warner on fire. 9 for 9 in that quarter. Make it 10 for 10. He stayed for the blitz. A penalty marker down, back by the quarterback as Jeremy Urban with the hit. And let's see if they tack on 15 more to this one.
Yeah, Michael Lewis on the blitz from his safety position. Warner did an outstanding job of buying time by drifting back in the pocket.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 32, contact to the head of the quarterback. This 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
That's what playing quarterback is about, folks. People in your face, bearing down on you, looking down that gun barrel, throw the football accurately down the field, understanding what the defense is doing and anticipating where your wide receiver is going to be.
But that's a legitimate call, isn't it? That was worth that penalty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times we'll sit here and we'll say that should have been called, but that one, that was legit.
By the book, no gray matter.
Yep.
Contact to the passer's helmet, 15 yards, roughing the passer.
Yep.
Run Hightower. Good job to wrap him up by Takeo Spikes. Decade ago, he was the first-round draft pick by Cincinnati. Time in Buffalo. Last year in Philly, now here with the Niners.
Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. He's got that blitz play-calling sheet in his hand right now because he has been dialing up the pressures.
You got to, and the quarterback's made every pass.
Yes, yeah.
Got to do something to change the rhythm of it here.
Get him off that spot. Change the launch point. Empty backfield once again. 5 wide receiver look.
Warner makes such good reads. He kills you with pressure. Stepping up, he goes down, but Ray McDonald may have had him by the face mask. Roger Green also came in. Green's 54, McDonald's 91.
Roderick Green is one of those guys that, as I watched the 49ers defense this week, well, he flashed. He was all over the field in passing situations.
Holding, offense. Okay. Illegal contact, defense, number 27. By rule, these penalties will offset. Replay, second down.
There's a lot for nothing. Watch Bolden. And there's the contact flag on Walt Harris. And the other one was right near the point where Warner went down. When his head turned, I thought it was a face mask, but in fact it was a hold trying to keep the guys away from Warner. J.J. Arrington in the slot, 5 receivers. He hasn't missed all quarter. Bolden again with a flag down. And Bolden down at the 10-yard line. Gain at 20 if it stands.
Pass interference, offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
The physical receiver twice to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, you'll see Anquan Bolden right there, number 81, the number 3 receiver. Wow. Okay. I thought this was a contact sport.
making that break, and the official from deep throws the flag, and all he sees is the arm fully extended, but the contact doesn't look like it was the difference in separation. From the 40, Warner, finally an incompletion in the half. It was catchable for Preston, but it was a little bit behind him. And now we'll have third down out of field goal range, with Arizona trailing by 4.
Yeah, the philosophy there was at least get in field goal range. Right now you're looking at a 57-yarder. They could have picked up 7 yards there. Look at a 5-yarder. At least get it in a manageable situation where you can kick a field goal.
Fortunately for them, they have another shot at it.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
That's your philosophy here.
There you go.
And they will run it with Hightower. He gets to the 36. A field goal from here is 53. The fans do not like the play call. And Rackers will stay on the sideline. Johnson, the punter, comes out.
I guess they don't like the play call because they're so used to winning here. They're so used to going to the playoffs year after year after year that they're saying, hey, come on, what are you guys doing? That must be it.
It's third and like 47, and they're booing the call.
Dirk Johnson will try to pin the Niners back inside the 10.
There were years when they couldn't score 10 points in an entire season.
Fair caught at the 10-yard line by the veteran Rossum, who started the game with a kickoff return for a touchdown. So Arizona was walking down the field, and that one penalty stops them out of field goal range. They get nothing on the drive.
Burn in hell. On December 5th, Ray Stevenson is the Punisher. Punisher Warzone. This is just the beginning. Rated R. In theaters December 5th.
The not too heavy, not too light taste of the one beer that's always easy drinking. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
In this house, we're all about tradition. I wouldn't change one thing about this house.
Can we keep it?
Oh, I think so.
The Samsung Series 7 Plasma with a touch of color finish. When beautiful design is the name of the game, imagination lives.
The Men's Warehouse designer suit sale is going on now. For a limited time, when you buy one designer suit, you'll get one free. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Where's the rest of the guys?
I don't know.
Let's go, fellas. Let's pick up the pace. Whoa, 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 rookie. What up, Stu? What's up, man? What do you think you're doing? Nothing. That's right, nothing. Watch your hands.
ESPN, your NBA destination for games Wednesdays and Fridays, plus in-depth analysis all week.
Back at University of Phoenix Stadium, minute 33 left in the third. San Francisco 49ers, their only wins at Seattle in overtime week 2 by 18 at home over the winless Detroit Lions. They've lost their last 5. Made a coaching change. Nothing has gone right for the Niners this year. One of their best efforts so far. And the home fans trying to kickstart the Cardinal defense. Sean Hill puts it up. It's intercepted by Antro Roll. Took one back for a touchdown last week, and he's done it again. Touchdown. The officials are talking in the end zone. And here's the ref, Tony Correnti.
Offside. Defense number 24 had lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
The flag was thrown on the white of the sideline on the far side. That's why nobody saw it. So erase it all. The touchdown, the lead, the backflip in the end zone.
Adrian Wilson, the safety lined up on the line of scrimmage, called for being in the neutral zone. What a killer for the Cardinals. Here you see Adrian Wilson right there at the top of your screen, leaning in, called for the penalty.
So it becomes 1st and 5, and it's Gore running up the middle for a first, very close to a first out of the 20. Again, one more look.
There we go. Adrian Wilson right there, number 24. And boy, the last second, he kind of leans in and just a heartbeat offside.
Now, the ball is on the 15-yard line for the offense. It's touching, and you can see as he leans in, his body's over, and it was called in the neutral zone. It wasn't the start. He was lined up in the neutral zone. And frustrating, that's the right call.
That's the right call.
Absolutely the right call. Gore picked up the first down on the run. From the 20, Hill lost the handle. They do get it anyway. Clark Hagan's able to get on it.
You sure there aren't 3 penalty flags for something else? No, there are none. There was 2 terrible penalties for Arizona in a row. Took probably an offensive touchdown away, took a return away, now they get it back.
As the guard bumps into the quarterback.
Yeah, you'll see Sean Hill coming around, and the left guard, you'll see David Boz is pulling to the right, and he actually bumped, and you'll see it right here. Wilson is blitzing, so Boz is trying to pick up Wilson, but really Hill never got the ball cleanly, and Dockett's in the backfield.
So even though Adrian Wilson's penalty cost him that turnover, in part his pressure there helps get a turnover here.
No question about it.
Golden opportunity for the Cardinals to take a lead. They'll run Tim Hightower. Tackled by Mark Roman, the free safety.
49er defense, Mike, has been really strong against the run. They're not giving Adrian James, Tim Hightower any room to run the football. But, of course, Warner's been red hot.
How many times can you restart momentum? This will be the 3rd time for Arizona just in the past couple of minutes.
You're talking about how good the 49ers have been taking care of the football tonight. That's been their problem all season long. Turnovers will kill you.
The Cardinals will have it at the 7, going in for the lead. The game's first turnover on the Core Exchange gives Arizona a chance.
What's this?
That's called League Violation Light. Of the More Taste League, I am shocked. This light beer with less taste has introduced a very uncool situ into this so-called cooler. You guys pretty funny, depriving people of Miller Lite?
No.
Wrong, but it's funny faux pas, not funny ha-ha.
Well, can I cut a deal?
I've convened with myself, and the citation is commuted. Let this guy's whistle.
The official beer of the More Taste League. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling.
We got to get through these 4 Christmases as painlessly as possible.
Too much information.
I'm hoping for a chance to be your friend.
Well, you were my friend, but now you're sleeping with my mom, and it's a little bit weird for me.
Too much intimacy.
This Christmas, I would like to give more of myself to Pastor Phil.
Too much family.
Tell me about it.
For 2 people to take.
My brothers, the cage fighters. Like dude cockfighters.
Baseball, Reese Witherspoon. 4 Christmases. Rated PG-13.
We take a peek in University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale. 4th quarter begins on Monday Night Football. Mike Tirico, Tony Kornheiser, Ron Jaworski, Susie Kolber. Is game 2 for Mike Singletary. His team has given the requisite effort that he has demanded from them through the bye week. The offense has mostly done a good job, but a turnover a moment ago gives Arizona the ball at its 10. They pick up a few yards on the first down. The Cardinals lead this division. They have a chance to really put a seal on it. They'll go up 4 in the division with 7 left to play if they can come back in this 4th quarter. Warner's been outstanding tonight. Ray McDonald on the defense. Now, was he invited in?
Encroachment, defense, number 91. This penalty assessed half the distance to the goal, remains second down.
You know, Mike, so often we talk about statistics here on Monday Night Football, and we have reams and reams of stats. There really is only one important statistic in football, and that's a takeaway giveaway ratio. You win just under 80% of your games if you're +1 or better this season. So if you protect the football, you give yourself a really good chance of winning.
You just ruined it for Elias.
I know it.
You're done.
That's the most important stat. We have a lot of stats that are good.
Second and goal, Fitzgerald in motion. That's a false start on the right tackle, Levi Brown.
Becoming so hard for Arizona.
Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Arizona has gotten so close on these possessions. And the offensive possession, bad penalty. On the interception, pick 6, bad penalty. Here, penalty.
Yeah, you actually see Deuce Latui moving.
Latui
well
turned his
Levi
head.
Brown, yeah.
He saw the linebacker showing some pressure, and Brown said, oh, wait, let me take a look, too. Actually cost them yards because the first one was half the distance. This one was a full 5.
Doesn't seem fair, does it?
Warner, Hightower, good cut left. Better tackle Justin Smith. Near the 5. A flag is down on the opposite side of the field. Some of the Cardinal players are looking perhaps for a horse collar as Smith reached up by the top. This flag came from the far side, away from the play, or the near side, but away from the play.
And a lot of zebra meetings tonight. Those are the officials, Tony. Right there, another caucus.
Please tell me why you call them zebras, Jaw, so we can continue making me look like a moron.
During the run, personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
That's the big one, automatic first down. It would have been 3rd and goal. Instead, it's 1st and goal. I believe it'll take it to the 2.5. Conversation continuing here. We did not get a number on that call either. So I don't know if it was at the ball or away from it.
After discussion, the flag will be picked up. There is no foul for face mask. It will be 3rd down.
Hey, Ken Wilson is the police. Come here. I deserve an explanation. He's going to get an explanation. Nobody there involved with it, so it was certainly not at the play of the ball. And as I said, it happened far away. Of course, as many of you know, if you watch the NFL on a regular basis, the face mask penalty has changed. Not 5 yards for the incidental, only 15 for grabbing and turning the mask. And that was neither, to be honest, if it was called there. And so now it's 3rd and goal from the 5. And this is hard on defenses. The 2 top receivers, Bolden and Fitzgerald, on the same side. Bottom of your screen. Warner flushed, got rid of it. Incomplete. That's, well, let's see, they throw the flag. It's grounding or the late hit. The ball was no receiver nearby, didn't reach the line of scrimmage.
Well, Tim Hightower was underneath.
That's maybe what Warner is saying.
I picked this one up, too.
Yep. And good for Tony Correnti because he's trying to get the right call in each play.
There is no flag for intentional grounding. It's been reported the ball was thrown to number 34. It is 4th down.
It was reported. I guess I reported it.
Hey, they're doing everything right. This is exactly the way they should do it.
Get it right. You'll see Kurt here. Now here comes the pressure right up the middle from Smith on the outside. And you see Hightower coming into your screen.
Really? What? He's 6 yards away.
Wasn't anywhere near.
He's not even close.
Wasn't anywhere trying to get it to him. He got hit.
It doesn't matter. It's a field goal opportunity. It's not going to drastically change it. Good from 28 and 33. Rackers from 23 makes it a 1-point game.
Really wasn't anywhere near him.
He was getting hit as he threw the ball. It's hard to be accurate when you got people beat up
lucky on that one.
They're going to need a wheelman. My job is to get you in. Your job is to drive.
Pink slips! Where are they?
So you're my new driver, eh?
That was quite a run you had the other day.
You're indeed exactly where I want you to be.
I want him stopped.
These guys play for keeps.
Look, now I want to see what you've got.
We need to take them all down.
How we get things done!
Need for Speed Undercover. Rated T for Teen. Now $1.99.
So this is it, huh? Yeah, the IBM Blade Center. It's like 12 times as energy efficient as our old rack servers.
It'll help make us green?
It'll help make us very green.
How?
Like this.
Does this happen every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
The IBM Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Biggie.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by IBM. When you're ready to stop talking innovation and start doing, visit IBM.com/doing. Miller Lite. Reach for the original. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. And NFL.com. Vote for the 2009 Pro Bowl at NFL.com/Pro Bowl.
24-23. This is the third time that the Cardinals have pulled within one. They did it at 14-13, 21-20 earlier in this half. And now 24-23. Allen Rossum, fifth time in his career, took a kickoff back for a touchdown in the first snap of the game, really the first play of the game. They've kicked away from him ever since. His return here brings them back out to the 20-yard line. Of course, it's been a very tough stretch of football by the Bay. When you think of two franchises, the Raiders and the 49ers, so good. 7 combined Super Bowl titles and a great winning percentage. But lately, not so much. Since 2003, 5+ seasons. I guess it's Oy Bay, 27% winning percentage.
Did you say Oy Bay? Because
Yes.
I really like the way you did that.
Sure.
Both teams are working on 6 straight losing seasons together. These are giant franchises, and they're both awful right now. Awful.
With the Raiders' loss yesterday, these two teams since 03, last 6 years, are 81 games under 500. First down toss, 4. Good job by the defense. Gabe Watson, the finisher. Adrian Wilson started. Just a gain of 1.
To stay with that point, I mean, everybody understands with Oakland that Al Davis has been there through all of this, and you can have your opinions on that. But Eddie DeBartolo, who used to own the San Francisco team, in 22 years, he had 5 losing seasons, all within the first 6 years. Now the 49ers have had 8 losing seasons in their last 10 years. You remember DeBartolo holding trophies all the time. It's changed.
Revered as an owner in the Bay Area.
2nd and 9, pressure up the middle. Good pickup by Gore. Hill buys some time. Chased by Darnell Dockett. Out of the pocket. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. Good play. Well, the future in charge of the Niners will be that gentleman, Jed York, who's the Vice President of Strategic Planning. He is the son of the Yorks who now own the franchise, essentially. If you have to go back just one step, Denise York, along with John York, owned the franchise. Denise's brother, Eddie DeBartolo. Denise had to take over the franchise after Eddie was suspended by the league for his part in the Louisiana bribery scandal. Now, Jed, under the age of 30, is starting to make more of the day-to-day decisions of this franchise.
And he's a very impressive guy. He's young, but he gets it.
He's 27 years old. 3rd and 9. 5-man pressure. Hill throws complete for the first down. The veteran coming up with it.
That was a big-time throw from Sean Hill. He had to buy some time in the pocket. Let this play develop down the field. Pressure from Dansby on the outside. Steps up and drives the football. Excellent throw in a critical situation. Isaac Bruce with the catch. That was a big play. The Cardinal defense has been on the field not a whole lot. They really haven't been. They've been getting off the field. They need to keep that defense on the field, the 49ers offense does, so the 49ers defense could rest a little bit.
That was the first reception for Isaac Bruce. Fourth all-time in the league in receptions. Adrian Wilson picked up by Gore. The pass is caught off the bobble by Delaney Walker, the tight end. A gain of 4 yards.
Go back to Jed York if we could for a second. He is very young, but he understands the heritage of the 49ers, and he wants to bring that back. I mean, he knows the suffering that that team has gone through lately. We saw him the other day, hung out with him a little bit, the three of us, liked him a lot, and wish him all the luck in the world. He talked about how nervous you get when you go in an owner's meeting, and you got to talk to people like Bob Kraft and Jerry Jones, and how you prepare for that.
He's living in the Bay Area. He handled the firing of Mike Nolan face-to-face in person there in San Francisco. He's ceding more control of the day-to-day. Gore, what a job to elude the first would-be tackle. He ends up gaining about 1.5 yards. But what a jump cut in the backfield.
Yeah, it seems right now that the Cardinal defense, they're just firing people through that A-gap. That is the gap between the center and the guard, and they are getting quick pressure in the backfield. Gore that time did an excellent job avoiding the penetration, at least getting a positive play.
Calais Campbell, the rookie out of Miami, is the one frustrated by the miss there. Play clock at 8. Sean Hill is going to take a timeout. We'll have third and a long 4 coming up when we come back. 11:27 to go. Niners leading by 1.
Kind of people need physical therapy. All kinds of people use Sport and Spine, from those who need help with sports injuries to people who experience everyday wear and tear. Are you one of the 85% of people who suffer from back pain? Sport and Spine can help you eliminate back and neck pain and teach you how to prevent reoccurrences. Our patient care representative can answer all your questions. At Sport and Spine, we know that any pain is too much pain.
Trying to run a business without the right business advice can leave you out on advice, expertise, and possibilities. That's what Merchants Bank offers business owners looking to put their business on solid ground. The same individualized service and attention that makes merchants strong in personal banking is what makes them the area's business banking resource. For business success, you want a partner to count on. Anything less, you're out on a Merchants Bank. It's business, it's banking, it's life.
They transform. They soften. They protect. They reveal. Hunter Douglas Window Fashions. Light can change everything.
Saying happy birthday to Bobby Bowden in Tallahassee last Saturday. Florida State won. Florida State Boston College is going to be our college football game on ABC Saturday night. BC coming off the big win over Notre Dame. Others will see Oklahoma State take on Colorado. Our Saturday night college football games for you on ABC.
This is a situation where Mike Martz likes to cross off the defense. Defense will play the sticks right here. This is an opportunity for him to take a deep shot. Let's see if he does.
6 DBs, Cardinals rush 5, swing it to Gore, drop. 4th down.
Really good job by Sean Hill. Had pressure, got the ball out to Gore. You'll see Adrian Wilson on the blitz from a safety position, reads it, dumps it out to Frank Gore. Got to make that catch.
Gore's too good for that.
Yeah, you're one on. He's an excellent receiver. Yeah. He leads the team in reception with 32 coming into this game.
Preston back. Andy Lee is a fabulous punter. Last one, 63 yards. This one, 52, and Preston called for the fair catch at the 9-yard line. So 11:16 left. Ton of time, couple of possessions each way. Kurt Warner has been just sharp. There's Singletary. That is, if you want to typify what Mike Singletary is trying to build and do, it's that shot right there. He is trying to kind of raise up a group that has very little self-belief in anything positive happening.
And Mike Singletary knows he needs guys like Frank Gore. Frank Gore is one of those guys you can win with. He's a talented guy. He's a leader. He's good locker room guys. Hey, he feels as bad for Frank Gore as Frank Gore feels for himself.
He wants that family feel.
Absolutely.
He wants you to know that it's okay among the football players. It's okay.
Top 3 receivers for the Cardinals. Bottom of the screen. Warner hot in this half. Checks it down to Tim Hightower. Complete just across the 13-yard line. Terrell Brown made the tackle.
This may not be the critical drive of the game because they'll probably get the ball back at least one more time. But Arizona's got to win this game to have credibility in the league. They have to win this game.
Warner pulled it down, got it back to Fitzgerald. Forward progress will get him a first down near the 20.
Larry Fitzgerald never ceases to amaze me the way he catches the football with his hands. You know, a lot of guys in traffic will try to body the football. You'll see him here. He gets really stroked by Nate Clements at the line of scrimmage. He stays with it, keeps battling, and grabs the football with his hands.
I would hope so.
You know, a lot of guys let it get to their body and it bounces up in the air.
Nobody with their feet, though.
Well, not their feet. No.
From the 20 down the middle, Bolden hangs on. Took a shot from Walt Harris. First down at the 34-yard line.
You know, when you watch Kurt Warner orchestrate an offense, it is a beautiful thing to watch. He knows where to go with the football. When he's in the situations now where he's calling the plays, he really begins to feel it.
How did he have those years where nobody wanted him?
Well, he was not
5
healthy.
years, nobody wanted him.
He was not healthy. He had the sore thumb. He had the concussion. You know, there are a number of problems. When he's healthy with the people around him, this is what you get out of Kurt Warner. This kind of season, this kind of game.
San Francisco changed 4 players. Don't get caught out of position as Hightower runs right, and the linebackers, Shaquille Spikes and Patrick Willis made the tackle. If you remember, we told you at the top, Singletary took over from Mike Nolan, and Singletary was the linebackers coach. It was with Nolan's blessing that Singletary took the job, and he said, my task is to finish the job that Mike started. Whatever the reason was, we couldn't get it done. But the linebackers know all about Singletary, and Patrick Willis told us yesterday, all you guys at the other positions who laughed at how hard we worked down at linebacker position, get ready, because you're all going to work like we did. Willis and Spikes combined that tackle there. A 2nd and 10 Warner throw. Out of the break is Bolden. Across midfield for 16. First down yards.
This is the way the Cardinals are supposed to win games, right, Jaws?
Yes.
They're going to go to Bolden, they're going to go to Fitzgerald, they're going to go to Preston, and Warner's going to get that all done. They've walked it up the field a number of times tonight, haven't gotten touchdowns each time.
They haven't finished, but again, you see Kurt Warner under pressure, the accurate throw to Anquan Bolden. Pretty darn good coverage here by Walt Harris, but you see the throw where only Anquan Bolden can make the catch.
Over 300 yards now, Kurt Warner, 46th time that Warner has a 300-plus yard pass game. 46 out of 102. Deep shot. Just over Bolden's outstretched arms. He says his tight jersey is being held. We'll add one more 300-yard game to the stats and update it. Hall of Famer Dan Fouts, 28% of his career. Kurt Warner, 45% of his career. 300-yard percentage.
That's the gap between first and second on that list?
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's astonishing.
Yes, it is.
And Dan Fouts is a Hall of Famer, and
that's
like Kurt Warner could be.
That's for a 100-game minimum for us.
He's that much ahead of number 2.
Second down, a flag is thrown. I think the receiver in the slot, Jeremy Urban, may have left early.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Well, it was a good job by the 49ers defensively. They were shifting late into their blitz schemes, and Urban saw the safety coming down, and he flinched. You got to wonder how this 49er defense can hold up. They've been spending an awful lot of time, particularly in the second half, on the field defending the pass. A lot of running.
Second and 15, Hightower screen. Miles Sendline, the center, was out there trying to block ahead. Justin Smith comes over and gets him. Back to about where Bolden caught it. So you'll have third down and in the neighborhood of 10 as we get toward 8 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Again, the play design to get third down in a manageable situation. Also, sometimes get in those second and real long, a defensive play man-to-man. You call that screen play. If you get one of your uncovered offensive linemen out and they block the defender responsible for the screen, you get a big play.
Warner protected the ball, throws in a tight spot for Fitzgerald. Well covered by Clements as that San Francisco zone didn't give him a lot of places to squeeze it in.
And Nate Clements did a terrific job, but it was the pass rush that made the play. If Kurt Warner could have threw off that back foot, the timing would have been better. He had to step up because of Justin Smith on the outside. The ball was out about a split second, a heartbeat late, and Nate Clements was able to drive the football. The pass rush broke down the timing.
Dirk Johnson to kick. See if he can pin the Niners deep. Rawson says get away. And it's downed by Sean Morey. 14. Nate Clements paid big money. Knocked it away from another guy who makes big money. Do it. Emmett, who wrapped up his Hall of Fame career here. In fact, Steve Young's last game was on a Monday night against the Cardinals.
Big series right now for the Cardinal defense. If they're going to be a playoff team, they probably will be a playoff team because this NFC West is so weak. But they got to prove they can win football games, and they can stop a team when they have to. This is a must-stop situation for the Cardinal defense.
Sean Hill leads his team from the 14. Gore with the carry for 3. That's the 20th carry tonight for Frank Gore. It's the second time he's had 20 carries in a game this year.
Yeah, and it's the 24th run for the 49ers as opposed to 25 passes. So Mike Martz is clearly staying balanced on offense. And I really felt going into this game with Frank Gore, he needed at least 30 touches total, rushing and receiving. He's getting close to that number.
He's got 21 out of 49 plays. Their play total is not very high. Percentage pretty solid. Straight up the middle. This is power running to the 20-yard line. 3rd and 4 coming up. Will be around 6.5.
There's a complete change in the offensive philosophy since Singletary came in, and he told anybody who would listen, we're going to be a power running football. We're not going to take these chances. This is the way we're going to play football. And Martz, in the chain of command, it appears he's saying, okay, it's not what I normally do, but I'll do it, and he's doing it tonight.
Yeah, and those first 2 plays, they weren't any misdirection counter runs. They were man-on-man base blocking, putting the onus on the offensive line to come off the football. Big play here.
Flag down, Hill's throw intercepted by Adrian Wilson. There was no whistle to stop the play. So he does keep going for the touchdown, but obviously the 2 flags came down and the Cardinals feel like they were offside again.
Offside, defense number 90 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Darnell Dockett went to the Pro Bowl last year.
Twice tonight. Twice pick sixes are not going to go on the board. Twice.
You see Dockett hopped in.
You know, give Sean Hill some credit there. He did a great job with the hard count.
Yep.
You know, that's what a good quarterback does in that 3rd and 5 or less. Go with the hard count. Sometimes get the free first down. He did.
And what does it cost you? At least a couple of minutes. They'll be able to run more clock. Well, Hill puts it up and deep and incomplete for the veteran Isaac Bruce. Antonio Smith was right there with him.
Some point you run out of chances if you're Arizona. At some point, you know, all these penalties that you've taken when you've had great scoring opportunities and the clock winds down and winds down and winds down and you run out of chances and you're 1 point down.
Yeah, and you think back to last year, that was the Cardinals' problem. They had a lot of dumb penalties that hurt them in games. And, you know, it's the turnovers, the penalties, it's kind of those hidden yards that sometimes don't show up.
Two tight ends for the back. Frank comes left. Trying to run behind Tony Raggi as right guard, but Bertrand Berry shut it down. We'll have another big third down coming up.
I mean, the script of this game is that indeed Arizona's supposed to get the ball back and score some sort of touchdown and win, and we're all supposed to say what a great effort by San Francisco, but here's Arizona proving that it can win these games. But that's a big, you know, but right now. Right.
Yeah.
Vernon Davis in the backfield with Gore. Sean Hill's throw is intercepted. Flag is down. Dansby comes up with the pick. Carlos Dansby running it back for the Cardinals. He's going to be down at the 5, but Isaac Bruce was knocked down in the middle of the field.
Pass interference, offense number 88. This penalty is declined. Result for the play, first down.
Bruce was on his back at about the 30-yard line.
And normally when you see the flag in the middle of the field, it normally is for defensive holding or defensive interference. Here you'll see Hill in the pocket looking down the field. You just can't make that throw. That is a difficult throw to make, and Dansby had great depth on the route.
Let's come back to the flag. Yeah. You see why. It is a pick play, and he takes Adrian Wilson out of the play. That's what knocks him down. And the throw was high, intended for Jason Hill behind it, so Arizona's first and goal at the 5.
Now we see if it follows the script.
Now's your script, Tony.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. It's how it's supposed to end.
Game second turnover. J.J. Arrington in the game, and he runs for 1.5 yards. So again, one more time, watch Bruce. It's all called a rub or a pick, but the contact knocks him down and takes Adrian Wilson out of the play. Still, the throw was a poor decision.
Poor decision. Yeah. Absolutely poor decision. Dansby had too much depth to try to drop that one in.
It's the third interception, and the first one that's going to count. But it's the third in the last 20 seconds.
Awesome game Dansby's having, 10 tackles and 1 interception. Still Arrington in the backfield. Bolden, goal line, in, touchdown Cardinals, take the lead. Up 5, they'll go for 2.
I love when they go for 2, Jaws, don't you?
Love it. Go for 2 when you have to, Tony.
Anquan Bolden's 10th touchdown of the season, his second on the night. Steve Breston threw a block on Walt Harris to create a little bit of space. And Sean Hill, who threw the pick, bumming.
Yeah, and Anquan Bolden is excellent on those bubble screens. So far this season, going into this game, he had 8 catches behind the line of scrimmage on those bubble screens, and he's tough, and he'll take it up in there.
San Francisco had confusion. They didn't have enough players on the field. Timeout 49ers. Cardinals are going for 2. Anquan Bolden continuing an amazing season. Here's the touchdown. Preston throwing the block out there. Everybody outstanding by the goal line. It is his 3rd multiple touchdown game of the year. He has 10 on the season. Second is 6. He's leading by 4, and he missed 2 games because of the broken jaw.
Amazing.
9 of those touchdowns have been in the red zone. That also leads the NFL.
Yeah, in this area, we saw the Cardinals work on this to Larry Fitzgerald back in the corner of the end zone a lot on Saturday's practice, but may not get to see it.
Left side of the line.
False start, offense number 69. 5-yard penalty and reattempt the try for point.
You know, sometimes you get a little more room here. You get a little
better
more
for
room.
you, isn't
get
it?
a little more room to run some routes. Expand that defense a little bit with room to operate.
Of course, now you have to throw. You're probably going to throw anyway, but now you
probably would have thrown anyway. But again, they like Fitzgerald from his inside position, going on a diagonal to flatten it up to the corner.
Cardinals 1 for 3, going for 2 this year. Fitzgerald couldn't squeeze it. Mark Roman, the safety, was back there. So the lead is 5 with 4:16 to go.
And you know, I talked before about what the script would be. But you're not supposed to leave the other team 4 minutes. You're not supposed to necessarily do that.
What NFL game this year has followed a script? Yeah. This league is hard to figure.
They hired me because I was a writer. I got to write scripts.
How about Warner's numbers? 75% completions, 320, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and you got to love this throw here. This is the bomb, man. This is down the field. It's a long handoff for Kurt Warner. Then you see the movement in the pocket, extend the play, and the wheel route back to the inside from Anquan Bolden. And this throw here, this is a running play down to the goal line on 4th down. But the corner played off, and Larry Fitzgerald makes the throw. Again, the bubble screen out to Anquan Bolden. Excellent job by Anquan Bolden finding the end zone.
It was talked about so often when we went the rags to riches story, from bagging groceries to Super Bowl MVP, the arena football stop in there. But with these receivers who are so good 15 yards from the line, 10 yards from the line, all the short stuff they catch, all of his arena time, the quick decisions, getting the quick release, boy, it really pays off with guys like Bolden and Fitzgerald who are good after the catch.
Yeah, it's funny. I had that conversation with Coach Dick Vermeil this afternoon. He talked about Kurt Warner benefiting from the Arena League. You know, those guys who are in your face quick, short, tight windows to throw into and get the ball out of your hand before you get hit, because you're going to get hit quick.
From the 3, the return by Allen Rossum. Return the opening kickoff for a touchdown. And Neil Rackhurst, the kicker, says, enough of that. Down to the 38 with a nice 35-yard return.
I can't believe that we just did 30 seconds on the Arena League so late in the game when it even mattered, making jaws happen.
But actually, you know, you're going to see more quarterbacks develop to the Arena League with NFL Europe now defunct. There's got to be a place where you can develop young quarterbacks. You know, the colleges aren't doing now. They're running all these spread options and running-type quarterbacks. Where are quarterbacks going to be developed? You have to play.
Well, this quarterback, Sean Hill, sat around for a long time behind guys like Dante Culpepper and Brad Johnson in Minnesota, getting his chance to play off a big mistake on the last snap. Now trailing. The throw incomplete for Josh Morgan. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, there comes a time when the receiver has to help the quarterback. He's got to make the tough catch. On that play, Sean Hill made a terrific throw into Josh Morgan. He did not come up with the catch. The game on the line, you've got to make plays.
Don't want to be overly dramatic, although sometimes that's my job. Mike Singletary can maybe win a job here. If he wins this game, no, and people think that he's turned around this team. It's a big deal for him.
2nd down, pressure up the middle. Moore, great pickup. Pass incomplete, flag for pass interference. On Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie's coverage of Brian Johnson.
Well, that was an interesting one because it looked to me like Brian Johnson just slipped.
The ball may have been deflected, which would wipe away a pass interference. That's the signal from the official on the far side.
There is no penalty for pass interference as the pass was tipped. It would be 3rd down.
It's Al Everest, the special teams coach, talking to Coach Mike Singletary on the sideline.
And you got to be ahead discussing your options. There's 4 minutes left, but you'll have 1 timeout. Sean Hill's missed his last 5 against a 3-man rush. We have a whistle and a challenge coming from the Niners. The Niners have thrown the challenge flag on the far side. Touching of a forward pass by a defensive player is a challengeable call. So if they doubt that that was deflected, they can look at that. Now,
what about the timeout if they lose it?
You lose the timeout if you have the challenge situation here. Again, on passing plays, there are 7 different things that are reviewable. And the third of the 7 is touching of a forward pass by a defensive player.
Here it is, Mike.
Where is that touched?
Unless Yao Ming
has
stopped here on the way to the Suns game on Wednesday, that was not touched. Now, the question, did they ever talk about pass interference over here and determine that that was the call? This is a very smart move by the Niners sideline.
There will be no challenge on the play, as the pass interference would have been picked up as the tangled feet had occurred. There was no foul in the play, therefore the tip pass becomes immaterial. It is 3rd down, no challenge, no timeout charge to San Francisco.
So it never happened. Never happened.
Well, what he stumbled over, if you didn't hear correctly, tangled feet. They were going to pick up the pass interference flag because the receiver's feet apparently tangled.
Can you challenge tangled feet? No, apparently not.
And no, I'm sorry, you can't. And that's a great call there to see that. A lot of stuff there.
Wow.
3rd and 10.
Great shot, Mike.
3-man rush. Hill's got a lane to throw. He's going to get it to Josh Morgan. He's a yard short, so here's your decision. Flag comes in.
Late hit.
Yep.
Just a dumb play.
Never mind your decision. Carlos Dansby, captain of this Cardinals defense.
You can't do
At
this.
the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 58. 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
It's unbearably dumb.
No, you can't do that.
It is.
You just can't do that. That's what costs your team football games.
Fans don't like the call, as you would imagine and can hear. It takes it to the 38. .352 left. Pressure flushes Hill. Got it out and complete to Bruce. It's a lot of work for a 2-yard gain, but it's better than the sack.
Yeah, a lot of work by Sean Hill because he once again had that pressure up the middle through those A gaps. They got in almost clean. They were just held up slightly. Now look at them buy time. Just move, move, move. Buy a little time. Allow your receiver to uncover. Terrific job by Sean Hill.
It's amazing that he hasn't been sacked. It feels like he has been. Dockett is just a stud up front. And Adrian Wilson's timing one of these. He's this close to hitting it. 24 on his pressure from his technically strong safety position. He plays everywhere. Travis LeBoy jumped on the edge. That'll be an offside flag.
Every play. Every play.
This will be number 17 for those of you counting at home.
Seems like it's the last 15.
Offside, defense number 55 in the neutral zone at snap. This 5-yard penalty will result in replaying 2nd down.
You know, you're tired. It's late in the game. This is when discipline is absolutely critical. You must maintain your discipline. Right now, the Cardinals have been losing their discipline.
You see, it's been a problem all year. It continues.
Game clock reset to 3:37. Thank you.
This crowd is on their feet. They are into this football game.
They're afraid their home team is going to lose this football game.
Oh, this is huge for them. You know that. They've been incredibly supportive of this football team in this new stadium.
From the 31, Sean Hill pulled it down. The umpire got in the way of Frank Gore, trying to get to the spot where Hill threw it. 3rd down. Lots of times the offense uses the umpire to its advantage.
Oh, yes.
As a pick. Oh, have you done it before?
Hey, Mike, oh, by the way, there was no flag on the play.
Right. So now 3rd down at the 31. Get a look at it here.
Adrian Wilson in good position to cover Frank Gore out of the backfield. And
Two guys on board, including the official.
Third and 3, Hill throws, and it is caught. What a grab by Jason Hill. Jason Hill had only 3 catches all year. He's a native San Franciscan, Sacred Heart Cathedral High School. Outstanding special teamer, emerging more as a receiver. One of the young guys getting a chance under Singletary.
Look at this throw by Sean Hill to the outside, and look at the fingertip grab by Jason Hill. That is terrific. As you see, Ralph Brown is in pretty good position there, but a terrific throw and catch. Drag those toes, move the chains.
Dominique Siegler, activated off the practice squad Saturday, he's just checked in. He's at the top of the screen. Haven't called his name. Don't know if he's played tonight. Hill bailing. Flag down, pass incomplete.
That's coming back. That's a hold on the 49ers.
Holding offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
David Boss out of Michigan, who earlier bumped into Hill, causing the fumble. Flag there. Hill with time, knocked down by Roderick Hood. Took a long time for the ball to get over there. The intended receiver was Jason Hill.
It took a long time, Mike, because Roderick Hood was in excellent position. He forced Sean Hill to take some air off that throw to try to drop it over him. That was a small window to throw into here, as you'll see Sean Hill come off the play action. He's thinking of getting this outside route to Hill, but a good drop, good buzz route by... You see Roderick Hood right there at good depth, knocked the ball away. Not much room to squeeze that one into.
Buzz the deep by the cut. Buzz the DB just drops back.
Buzz the DB dropping back underneath. Buzz the out route.
Flag. $19.
False start. Offense number 69. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Tony Raggi, who made the Cardinals as an undrafted free agent in 02 and 03 and moved over to the Niners a couple of seasons ago.
Well, it's starting to get a little dicey now for the 49ers. You know, they can't take that little short pass. Now they've got to start throwing the ball deeper down the field.
But they have 3 downs to do it.
They have 3 downs.
You're not kicking a field goal with 1 timeout, I would think, in 3:15. Close, but I don't think you will. Hill, middle, that's caught by Siegler. Dominique Siegler to the 18-yard line. Again, signed off the practice squad Saturday. A high school quarterback from the alma mater of Mike Singletary, Baylor University.
Well, look at this throw by Hill, and Siegler comes in there a little bit behind him, but he makes a great catch. You know, turns his body to make this grab, and great anticipation by Sean Hill.
That is Siegler's first NFL catch, his first NFL game. Guy credits his good hands to his baseball days.
49ers will put anybody in that's on the roster tonight.
Third and 3, Hill. Nothing open. Shoveling it forward. It's intercepted by Wilson, who is not touched. Now is down at the 21. And a flag is down at the back end of the play. Clark Hagan's the pressure. Hill looked like he was going to run. Saw a brief opening and tried the old Favre shovel pass.
Manage the game, manage the game, manage the game. Then you get like Brett Favre on the last play.
Sometimes you try to just do too much.
At the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Arizona, number 54. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal. It will be first down and 10 yards to gain.
again, Sean Hill looking his left. Nothing there. He comes back. Now there's a lane. Now he's going to extend the play, but he tries to flick the ball out, and Adrian Wilson in perfect position. Right there, Clark Hagan's bringing the pressure. That's one of those situations in 3rd and 3. Burrow your head down and try to get as much as you can.
Gore wasn't even
Gore
looking
went downfield
for the ball.
he went downfield to block.
Right. So he doesn't even know that pass is coming. Doesn't see it.
Now the game's not over. There's one timeout and the 2-minute warning with 2:24 to go.
And the 49ers only have one timeout remaining.
And they'll throw it with Fitzgerald. Will be a couple of yards shy of the first down. San Francisco takes the immediate timeout at 2:17.
You may say the game's not over. I appreciate that. I'm going to say the game's over. I could be wrong. I'm going to say that the Cardinals have finally prevailed in a game that they needed desperately to win.
The Niners could get the ball back with a minute left and no timeouts.
Certainly.
Yeah, they give a 2-minute warning, and then you run a 3rd down play. If you stop them, then they run the clock off as much as possible. Punt, field the punt. You'd be talking about a very hard circumstance, 70 yards or so with no timeouts, at about a minute left. But certainly, the game's far from done.
Okay, well, we're okay. I'm on the other side of that street right now. So
I love the first down play. You know, this is what the Cardinals are about. Throw the football. It was a running play. Corner was 8 yards off. Larry Fitzgerald. Kurt Warner pops up, throws the football out, picks up 7 yards. Pedal to the metal offense. They're not going to give him that free access route now. They're in that press bump and run position on the outside.
2nd and 3. Hightower is stopped. This play will take it to the 2-minute warning. And then we'll have a one-play scenario for the San Francisco defense.
The whole thing is stopped.
To try to keep the game alive.
Right, keep it alive.
2-minute warning in Arizona. The Cardinals have made very hard work of it. They lead by 5, trying to take a 4-game lead in the division. I'll wait for the Hall of Famers to answer, but I'll say no. They're not on the verge of becoming an elite team with their effort here tonight. A lot of turning points in the second half. 3 turnovers by Sean Hill, a big part of it. This one, the flag was down for offensive pass interference, but the pass wasn't related to that. It was a poor one and incomplete. The Cardinals made a pay with Anquan Bolden's 2nd touchdown. And then Frank Gore thinks Sean Hill's going to run with it, and he's off to block. Ill-advised shovel pass on 3rd down when you had another down to live. It would have been 4th and 3 with an incompletion. Turns into a turnover.
Yeah, and what has killed the 49ers all season long? Turning the football over. I don't care who the quarterback is. They're making those same dumb mistakes.
Game comes down to this play. Hightower is stopped for the loss, and the clock resets at 40. They'll have to kick it with 1:15 left. So the Niners should get the ball with no timeouts and about a minute left.
Can you tell the sound I'm making now, Mike? This is the sound of me eating my own words. As I said less than a minute ago that the game was over, and I'm swallowing my own words. Now I'm done. Okay, I'm done.
It's a hard ask, but Rossum has taken a kickoff back for touchdown. You see, he's among the elite all-time return. And he's taken 3 punts.
This would be a Denny Green moment, though. if they lose this one, it's a Denny Green moment. Come on.
Arizona runs it down to the nub and then takes the timeout. They won't lose the 5 yards.
The 49ers will get good field position. They'll have no timeouts.
Sure, pile on. Sure.
Just being realistic here.
Well, Jaws, put me in the position of Sean Hill. You haven't started a lot of games in the NFL. This is your 3rd. Wow. You've made some very, very good plays that have been erased with a couple of poor decisions. I know you have to have amnesia. Is it harder when you're a guy who has not played as much?
No question about it. And you said the key word. You have to have amnesia. You have to have amnesia. You got to forget what's happened. You get this ball back. You got to say, I'm going to make a play.
They put on a punt return. Johnson's kick to Rossum. It's line drive-ish. The 45 takes it right up the field, and they'll have much better field position than I thought they would. They're going to end up all the way at the 43. That was not a good punt at all by Johnson in a big spot. Poor. So 1:06 left. 28 net yards on the punt. And now San Francisco gets one last chance.
You know, there's no need to panic right now. You can still work the football. You've got 1:06 left. You're at the 42-yard line. Once you get around that 20-yard line, then you can take your shots at the end zone on a consistent basis. Right now, I think just try to move the ball, get a couple underneath throws or a couple to the sideline. Teams love to work the slot receiver, the inside receivers to the sideline. Empty backfield for the 49ers as Gore goes in motion.
No Josh Morgan. Dominic Siegler is the fourth receiver. Sean Hill throws underneath. Here comes Jason Hill trying to get to the sideline and the first down and gets the combo. Good job by Jason Hill. A Niner knocked out on the play. It's Gore who is downfield blocking. Tough guy, Frank Gore.
That's exactly what they needed to do. Pick up 10 yards.
Okay. Injury there in the last minute.
There is no enforcement of 10-second runoff.
Okay, because he went out of bounds, you don't have the 10-second runoff because of the injury.
But you're almost there. You can throw the ball to the end zone here, but if you pick up about 10 yards, you can open up your playbook from the 20-yard line in.
There's plenty of time. Michael Robinson's the back, chipping, replacing Gore. Hill going sideline for Jason Hill again, caught at the 15-yard line. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you're hearing Denny Green, but we let him off the hook.
That's Denny Green moment.
Well, defensively, you can't allow this to happen. You've got to protect your sideline. You can't throw a short pass, let a receiver run out of bounds. You can't let a receiver run out an O-cut or an outside cut, catch a football, get out of bounds. It's poor defense right now by the Cardinals secondary and their underneath coverage.
Jason Hill, 3 catches coming into the game, 5 tonight. Sean Hill steps up and throws. It's caught by Jason Hill. Makes a man miss at the 2. Down to the 1. March's time to spike. It was his first thought.
There's still a lot
now
of
he's
time
reconsidering.
left.
It's right. They're going to send in their goal line personnel here.
Spike the football.
And take the 3 plays.
That's right. Spike the football, calm things down.
And look at the calm of Sean Hill. I know time's running. He's getting everybody set up in the right spot. It's a long time to spike it, though. 20 seconds left.
And there's
a marker down. Were they not lined up with enough people on the line of scrimmage? Let's see. And you said take your time because you're going to have 3 plays max down here. So
Correct.
you do have time to let the clock
take
run
your
down
time
and
to get
not
organized,
panic.
but they actually took way too much time.
Yes.
There is no foul. Number 89 was in the previous play, did not have to come back inside the numbers. Therefore, he is legal in the position that he was in. It is 2nd down.
That's a rule to prevent people coming in and out of the sidelines.
Yeah, you'll see it right here. It's the play that got him down to the 1-yard line. That whip route from Hill does a great job. A missed tackle from Hood.
That's eligible. 62.
Shiloh Rachel, an extra offensive lineman, that's reported eligible. Frank Gore's back in the game. Wisenhunt has run down the sideline to call timeout for Arizona with 20 seconds left. Do you have enough time to run a play, to run a running play?
Yes, you do. It's 2nd down. You can run a running play and then spike the football again, right? And then try it on 4th down. Reorganize and try on 4th down.
Boy, you know, run and start piling bodies on and unpile them. It's going to be really tight.
No,
right?
I mean, if they're getting up too slowly, the officials will stop in about 20 seconds. You have ample time to run the football and then spike. It's only 2nd down, so you can do that.
Look at the opportunity for Mike Singletary. In his 2nd game, the first after a bye week, but he's really had time. If he comes back and wins this game on the road against a better team under these conditions, you don't think somebody would want to say you're our coach?
Vernon Davis and Billy Badgema, the tight ends to the right. Rachel, a tackle eligible on the left. They run. Gore, left side, bounces it, crawls to the end zone. He was knocked down still runs.
This one's going to be very close. They should be able to spike the football.
It's
with
down.
about a second or two left.
Hill's got to hurry and spike it, and he does with 2 seconds remaining.
Now we have a flag again.
We'll go under review.
Okay, they're going to review the last play to see if, in fact, a defensive player's contact brought Gore down to the ground.
You see Michael Robinson leading up inside. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
There was an Arizona defender that had their hand on the back of Frank Gore. You'll see it.
And then Gore gets his own momentum going, takes 2 steps. It's
the review is to determine if the runner was down by contact.
Right. And that's the hair understanding of the rule of being down by contact.
Well, let's go back a little bit and see if we get another shot as he's
see if that's
Gore
the
is coming out of the
action,
backfield,
which I think it is.
Here it is right here. It's Okafor.
Yeah, he definitely tags him.
Yeah.
He definitely tags him. The interesting part is Gore is about to gain his balance and keep going.
No, that'll be considered
it will be considered, right. I mean, you're watching at home and say, wait a minute, that little push in the back didn't knock him down, but that's considered.
There was contact.
Yeah, contact.
There was contact. Right.
Now, did that happen before the spike? Because it would have to kill the spike play that they ran. So where will the clock be reset? Will it be 3rd down?
And if you had an offensive penalty, there was a flag thrown, will there be a runoff of 10 seconds and game over? I'm just trying to muddy the water.
A lot of questions, Charles.
Yeah, I don't think you would have the penalty because you'd have everything stopped for the review. Yeah, that would be my read on that.
There's got a lot going on here.
Can I say how awkward I feel having declared this game over some time ago? Now it appears that the 49ers are going to win the game. Awkward. Just awkward.
How long have you been watching football?
Longer than most have been born. Certainly longer than Mike has been born.
What's interesting is, where does the clock go? Do they keep the clock at 2 seconds and say, yes, there's no flag, there was no throw down of the ball, no spike of the ball? Here comes Tony Corretti.
After reviewing the play, the runner was down by contact at the 2.5-yard line. The clock will be reset to 4 seconds, and it will start on my signal.
Whoa, okay.
And it will be third down. It'll be 3rd down. The Niners know this, so they're going to get ready.
Yeah.
So it's on Correnti's signal. He's telling Sean Hill. So this will be the last play of the game, barring a defensive foul.
Well, he could spike it here, too.
Yep. Could. You're right, he could. And they run it with Robinson, who stopped, and the game ends with San Francisco losing by 5. Clark Hagan's made the tackle, and you want to be a physical football team and run, and they do it twice from the 3 and in, and they go 0 for 2.
Mike Singletary put the onus on his offensive line to gain 2.5 yards. They could not do it.
They couldn't do it, and I know you're going to say that what I'm going to say is worthless, but they put up a great effort against pretty long odds, even late in the game. He said he wanted a physical team. He said you'd see the offensive line have more physicality. You know, good effort.
But when they wanted them to run the football, they give it to Michael Robinson on the dive play to the inside. When you've got Frank Gore, I don't get it. You've got a mobile quarterback in Sean Hill. Don't get it.
And I understand.
I know there's an attitude you wanted to establish, running the football.
Kurt Warner won the game. Standing by with Susan Coleman.
Well, Kurt, what were your emotions as you watched those last few moments?
Man, it's always tough to be over there on the sideline when you don't have the ball in your hands. But, you know, just doing a lot of praying and believing in our defense, and obviously they came up huge.
How can you describe what this win means for the franchise at this moment?
You know, this win is huge for us. To put us in this place, tough-fought football game. But, you know, it just seems like this year we're making some of those breaks happen in our favor. And I think that's a sign that we're turning the corner, and it's exciting for our organization.
What's it like for you when